Well, sorry, I don't think you guys could have hear me. So welcome to today's live stream. It's the Springboks up against the Wallabies, and we are in for a cracking encounter. It's a day for revenge. After the Wallabies beat us last week, so welcome to today's live stream. So it's the Springboks up against the Wallabies, cracking game. And we are in for a cracking encounter. Non-negotiable. It's a day for revenge. This next game. So welcome go ahead, guys. Press the like button. So it's the Springboks up against the Wallabies, cracking game. We are in for a cracking encounter. Non-negotiable. Day for revenge. I need you guys. So welcome go ahead, guys. Press the like button. So it's the Springboks up against the Wallabies, cracking game. We are in for a cracking encounter. Non-negotiable. Day for what we should be doing is we should have a look and see how things are going. Let's just see, can you guys hear me now loud and clear? Hopefully it's working now, guys. Just let me know as soon as things are right, because currently there might be a little bit of an echo at the moment. So let me know in the comment section if that has been fixed. So yeah, A1 says, Guru, your sound is messed up. Any better now, guys? Yeah, okay, no, that's good. Right, so yeah, let's quickly go through the team lineups for today's game. We'll be starting with the Wallaby side today, and this is how they will be lining up for this big one. So at fullback you got Tom Banks, 14 Andrew Callaway, at 13 Len Ikitoa, then 12 Samu Karevi, Marika Korobetti, Quade Cooper, Nick White, Rob Valentini, Michael Hooper, Leighton Swinton, Matt Phillip, Isaac Rodder, Tanila Tupou, Falau Fainga, and James Slipper. Right, so looking at this team lineup, it's very much the same one that beat the Springboks last week, with Nick White coming in at 9, and then also Tanila Tupou coming in at 3. So 2 changes from that starting lineup for the Wallabies today. Let's quickly go and have a look at the Springbok lineup for today, and you guys will see that there's also 2 changes to the starting lineup. So at fullback we got Willie Leroux, Sabu Nkosi, Lukanya Damian Dialendi, Makazolo Mapimpi, Andre Pollard, Faf de Klerk, Dwayne Vermeulen, Franco Mostert, Sia Kulisi, Marvin Uri, Eben Etzebeth, Frans Malherbe, Bongi Bunambi, and Trevor Nyakane. So the 2 changes that's coming in for South Africa is Marvin Uri at 5 in the place of Lou de Jager, and then Trevor Nyakane coming in the place for Steven Kitshoff. Let's quickly go and have a look at the benches for this one. It should be an interesting bench as well. So let's just pull that up real quickly. So for Australia, we've got Valetti Kaitu'u, Angus Bell, Tom Robinson, Darcy Swine, Pete Samu, Tate McDermott, Reece Hodge, and Jordan Patea. So not much change from that bench as well. Tom Robinson coming in. And then for South Africa, we've got Malcolm Mark, Steven Kitshoff, Vincent Koch, Marco van Staden, Kwagga Smith, Jasper Wiese, Herschel Jantjies, and Damian Willemse in the mix as well. So let me know in the comment section, guys, what you guys think of the team lineup and how things are going to turn out today. It's going to be quite interesting to see how things go. I don't have the comments with me up, but I'll go and have a look on YouTube at the moment. So let's just quickly go through some comments. Firebrand says, go Springboks. Jaden Foster says, can't wait. Jacob Olofse says they will. They have an unlucky last week. And then also LB says, let's go Bokke. Ram Fam Lakers says, I think Wallabies is going to win. And then Gerard Niedaber says, not this time round. Then Superstar Legend says, it's your own opinion, but South Africa needs to win if they want to win the Rugby Championship. So go Bokke. And then Simon says, yep, I'm an Aussie, and I think this one will go to the Bokke. And in Ramfam, probably Wallabies is going to win twice. Gerard says, Superstar Legend, I agree, they must and will win. But Patricia says, go Bokke. Dr. Jack says, I just got a funny feeling the Boks will do better this week and Quade Cooper will do worse. Yakufuri says, Bokkies, Ram fan says, Springbok 0 is going to lose for sure. And having a look at some other ones, let's just see if the sound is better. Yes, it is. Johanna Spain says, Boks can only win if Faf don't kick the ball away. Boks with 25 today. So last week I said the Springboks were going to lose by 5 points. So good news to the supporters. This week I've got a different opinion, and I think the Springboks could win between either 5 and 15 points today. They need to win this one in order to stay alive for the tournament. So it's going to be a really, really, really big occasion, and I certainly can't wait. We've got the poll up at the moment as well on the channel, guys. The question was, can the Boks bounce back? 88% said yes, and then 12% said no. So 220 votes so far. Be sure to go and leave your opinion as well on the channel. So we've got 28 likes at the moment, guys. We're 180 people watching. Press that like button, please, and support the channel. The more likes we get, the more the algorithm will kick this video, and we might go viral as well. So thank you so much for the support throughout, guys. This is going to be a big one, and we're just going to go through the team sheets just once more again here for the Wallabies. And if you look at this side, Tom Banks was pretty secure last week. Andrew Callaway did a really good job, scored that try as well. Lemmy Kitoa really impressed me. He stepped up and really gave our centres a hard time last time round. Samu Karevi was a bit quieter than normal, so expect a big one from him today. Marika Korobeti is always a very dangerous player, and then Quake Cooper with a man of the moment there for the Wallabies last week, as he kept cool, calm and collective throughout the game with his kicking, his general kicking, his goal kicking was on song, and he just put his backline away at certain times when they needed to. Then Nick White, when he came on in that second half in the place of Tate McDermott, he really took control of the game and really outplayed Faf de Klerk on the day. So expect another big one from Nick White today. Rob Valentini, as always, didn't see him run at the line as hard as he normally did. So I'm expecting another big game from him. Expect them to go to him from the line out in the back line, running hard at our back line and trying to get front foot ball. Then Michael Hooper is always very dangerous at the breakdown and could cause a lot of havoc if we're not in for the challenge today. Lakeland Swinton, great ball carrier, did a great job last week, and you can see why he is back in the side as well. Then Matt Phillip and Isaac Rodder, decent game from them last week as well. Danila Tupou coming in means that they can try to be a little bit more mobile around the ruck situations, and especially going to try and gain ground through the forwards and then send away that very dangerous backline. So our defence needs to be on song today. Falau Fainga, we all know how dangerous he can be. And then James Slipper, the veteran, will just bring that experience to the side and really showcase his talents as well. Who do you guys think is going to stand out for the Wallabies today? Before we go and have a look at the Springbok side here. And a lot of pressure on this guys today. Willie Leroux wasn't bad at fullback, but I know that some people are starting to call for his head. Apalile Fassi has had a brilliant start season or debut season this year. So Willie Leroux will definitely need to be consistent at the back and secure that high balls, and also start to really calm the back free as well, because it felt like Makazolo and Sabun Nkosi were under a lot of pressure last week. So they need to step up as well today. Makazolo Mapimpe didn't have one of his greatest games last week. Same can go for Sabun Nkosi. We need to send these flyers into space, but we can't do that if Lukanya keep knocking on the ball. So hopefully he will have a much better game than last week. He could have scored a try last week, dropped it over the try line, and also knocked the ball on when South Africa were truly on the attack. So Lukanyam needs a big one today. Dialendi needs to get that front foot ball at all stages today. And defensively, they need to be solid. Andre Pollard, the man that disappointed last week. A lot of people were calling for his head. Bring in Johan Goosen. Do this, do that. He's going to bounce back today, and he's going to outplay Quade Cooper from left to right, straight to back. And that I can mark my word on that today. Faf de Klerk had a decent game last week. Not the best of games, but surely improved quite a lot. So looking forward to see what Faf can do with that box kicks. It's the game plan, guys. It's not him. It is what Jock Nienaber wants him to do. It's just a question of executing it to perfection for Makazole Mapimpi and Sabunu Nkosi to run onto that ball and really create the pressure for the Wallabies. Dwayne Vermeulen, a lot has been talked about him during this week, moving to Ulster for the United Rugby Championship. So I didn't see that coming. That caught me off guard. But surely his mindset will only be on the Springbok side today. And expect a big one from him. Franco Mostert, as always, man of steel, doing that hard yard in the place of Peter Steph Tutoy, and is doing a really good work at it as well. And Sia Khaleesi had a yellow card to forget last week. Discipline all around the field were not great for the Springboks. He's the first one that put up his hand and said, guys, our discipline needs to improve, and that's surely what's going to happen today. I'm very sure of that. And then Marvin Urie coming in, always wanted to play alongside Eben Etzebeth, school partners, and now playing for the Springboks as well. So there might be that little bit of extra fire with Marvin Urie and Eben Etzebeth today. Frans Malherbe, strong anchor at the scrum as always. Little bit doubt over his fitness sometimes, but definitely a very strong scrummer, and he will have to be up against James Slipper today. Bongi Bunambi, what can I say? This guy has been a revelation since the last World Cup, and although he might not have that same impact that he's had at the World Cup, he's certainly a very consistent player, and I can understand why he's picked ahead of Malcolm Marx. That impact Malcolm Marx makes off the bench just is next to nothing. And then Trevor Nyakani gets another opportunity. I think he's an exceptional player. Never liked him, to be quite honest, but this last couple of seasons, this guy has been a monster, and when he's fit, there's nobody better than him. So yeah, enough rambling. Let's go and have a look a little bit more at the comment sections that came through so far. Obviously I can't go through all of them, but definitely we'll have a look here. Right, Sammy says, when taking conversion kick you have 1 minute, but last game Quade Cooper took 1 minute and 35. So I think you've got 80 seconds to complete a kick, if I'm not wrong, Sammy. But they did say that he went over the 2 minutes. South Africa should have checked that. One of the players should have run up to the ball and have taken that ball away from Quade Cooper. But anyway, Pete Pomp is asking, when is Ergia back? Don't have faith in Uri. So Ergia, I'm not sure how far his progress has come with the injury, but I guess that he won't have any part in the Rugby Championship, but I might be wrong. Sean says, what does the Springboks do after they won the match? They turn off the PlayStation. Okay, Sean. And then Gerard says the lineup look better. The Boks will win. Go Bokke. And Johan Louis van Linden says, I wonder how much we will kick today. So I'm expecting another kicking onslaught from Faf de Klerk and Andre Pollard and Willie Leroux. It's just a question of the accuracy and how they're going to complete it. Look for that 50-22 kicks or 22-50. It's gonna become more lively as the international season go on. We saw the Wallabies get one last week. So yeah, South Africa, if they want to play that kicking game, they will have to perfect it. Otherwise, we are going to get thumped again. Ram Van Laker says, Wallabies is going to win in this game. Barry Green, will Springboks have to win both New Zealand games? They have to win all three from here on in, Barry. So, yeah, that is the reason why. Wedge Tiger, I hope Pollard's kick game is on point today. I think he will be back with a bang today. I can't really foresee him doing the same mistakes that he did last week. Irshad David says, Boks should concentrate and just focus on executing the game plan down to the T. And I agree 100%. It's like Jock said, there's nothing wrong with our game plan. It's just our discipline and then also the execution that needs to be spot on today. A1 says 27-21 to the Springboks. Wedge Tiger says discipline 2, please Boks. And then Andre Snyman asking how late is the game. The game will be kicking off in about 15 minutes time. So yeah, almost time for the big one. Gerard also hope Pollard kicks better today. LB says Pollard doesn't have two poor kicking performances in a row, which is true. I really don't see that happening today at all. Then Sammy says, hopefully Pollard is kicking on point, and we pass to Colby. So Colby is not playing today. He's still injured. I think they are wrapping him in a cotton wool for next weekend against the mighty All Blacks. So it will be interesting to see how things will pan out. And Jefa Hendrik says, can I watch rugby live today on my TV? I'm not sure, Jefa, but on this channel it will only be the commentary. So yeah. Bitskit says, I'm watching this game in Germany. It is difficult to get SA games. Go Bokke. And then Sammy says, just put Stan on, ready to watch. Right, so obviously not having the comfort of all the comments being placed on the screen as always. So hopefully this will work out for you guys. What do you guys think of the new setup that we've got going on the channel? So we will be seeing the score clearer, and we will also have the timer coming up real soon. So yeah, you guys can see we've got 4,415 subs going to the target of 5,000. So don't forget to press that like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel, guys. All the support that we can get is so much valued. Obviously it's climbed quite a bit so far. So yeah, as the game progresses, hopefully we can climb quite a little bit more throughout this live stream as well. Yeah, let's quickly go and have a look another time at the benches for this game. So for Australia, you got Folletti, Kaitu, Angus Bell, Tom Robinson, Darcy Swine, Pete Samu, Tate McDermott, Reece Hodge, and Jordan Patea. Kaitu had a dream debut last weekend, so he'll be looking to really take on from that and really impress the selectors. Angus Bell is always a very formidable player, and I rate him really highly. I think Tanila Tupou and Angus Bell are the future of Wallabies rugby. Then Tom Robinson will bring experience to the side. Darcy Swine had a phenomenal Super Rugby AU and Trans-Tasman. So having him on that bench will definitely fire them up in that second half. And Pete Samu as well has shown now on both occasions that he's come off from the bench what impact he can make. So definitely looking forward to see what he can do. Then Tate McDermott, I think at this stage is a better replacement or sub, coming on in that last 20 minutes and just firing up the game a little bit more. Nick White really showed last week what experience can do to this Wallaby side. And then Reece Hodge and Jordan Patea could be dangerous. Reece Hodge with the boot, and then Jordan Patea with his attacking ability. So South Africa will have to watch these guys in the second half. For us, South Africa, we've got the bomb squad. Malcolm Marx, Stephen Kitsoff and Vincent Koch. Expect a big scrummaging battle up front. So it's going to be very interesting to see when Jock Nienaber decides to bring these guys onto the field. Malcolm Marx scored 2 tries last week off the bench, so he will be firing to get onto the field as well. And then also the likes of Marco van Staden, Kwagga Smith and Jasper Wiese, bringing that mobility to the Springbok side in that second half, and really going to run this Wallaby side to the max at the end of the game. So Herschel Jantjies, not the greatest of few minutes last week. A lot of people also says he's one of the reasons. Damian Willems as well got a lot of slack during the week. And yeah, I don't know. For me, he's a better centre and fullback than a fly half. But Handré Pollard's game was definitely off song last week. So we'll have to see how things turn out in the end of the day for them as well. Right, so let's go and have a look at some more comments, guys. We're almost to the start of this game. So let's see. Sammy has made a couple of predictions, 32-23 for South Africa. And then A1 says, don't I have but can't post and chat, will get banned. So yeah, please don't do that, A1. Lindsay Wallace says, will you still say if the Boks don't win this game? So I'm not sure what the comments was there. Springboks have a lot there on their plate. Winning 2 games in a row against the All Blacks will be difficult. And that is true. I mean, winning the Wallabies here today and then expecting us to go in 2 weeks in a row against the All Blacks to win the championship is going to be hectic. But you never know. I mean, this All Black side is absolutely phenomenal. They've showed that they're probably the best team in the world right now. And South Africa will have their work cut out in Australia to beat them. So yeah, it's neutral ground, but you could say it is advantage to the All Blacks in somewhat. So definitely going to have a look how that games will pan out. P. Newt says, hi from New Zealand. I hope the Springboks have a great game and they should leave Faf de Klerk on for the 80 minutes. So that could also be vital, but I don't think that he will be playing the full 80 minutes, unfortunately. So we might end up seeing him go off the field towards the end again, but you never know. Let's have a look at a few more comments. So Jeffa Hendricks have joined the Guru membership as well. Thank you so much for that, Jeffa. Welcome to True to the Guru. And if there's any requests from you, I will gladly do that for you as well. So yeah, going through all these comments, there is this kind of slight bit of hope for South Africa today. Last week, the fans were absolutely arrogant, to say the least, and we got beaten. So hopefully most people is back down to earth, and a lot of people have said that we won't be willing to win, or we won't be winning this one today. So yeah, like I said last week, I predicted South Africa to lose. This week I am predicting South Africa to win it between 5 and 15 points. So yeah, it is one of those things that we're going to have to look at today. Johan Louis van Linden says, if we pick Willemse, Nienaber feels safe with the 6-2 split on the bench. Absolutely. I mean, Willemse can slot in at either wing, fullback, or centre, or fly off even. So all's going to depend on how Handré Pollard fares today, but I think he's going to bounce back quite tremendously and really get things going again. So Marcel Salias joined in as well. Good morning, Mr. Guru. Ready for the game? Absolutely. And really looking forward to a hard-fought first half with South Africa hopefully getting the better of them in the second half again and winning this game and going into that All Black game with confidence today. Christian said, can Kwagga Smith also play in the back line as a seventh player? He certainly got the pace, so I don't think he will ever play in the back line, but he certainly got some pace on him, and that's why I think when Marco van Staden and Kwagga Smith and Jasper Wiese come on, they will have a lot more agility and mobility going into that last couple of minutes and really grinding it out against the Wallabies. But it worked for us last week. We came back in that second half. We nearly won the game in the end, but our discipline unfortunately let us down throughout. The goal kicking of Handré Pollard let us down. And yeah, it's one of those things. Gerard Nienaber says, I don't know what are they doing with Willemse on the bench. There's guys better than him. And you could argue and say that's the truth. But obviously, Jock Nienaber has got a plan with Willemse, and maybe he knows what he's talking about. So, yeah, as much as we basically underrate Willemse, I myself am not a big fan of him. We have to believe in the system put in place, and I'm sure if guys like Warwick Geland was fit and ready to roll, he would have been there regardless. So, Barry says we're going to knock Australia out of the Rugby Championship. Well, they're already out of the championship, Barry, so there's no point in knocking them out. We just need to build on this game today for that All Blacks games, and hopefully we can surprise World Rugby again, because we've had talks from Clive Woodward saying if South Africa play the way they are, rugby's going to be dead in 5 years' time. That guy is just going on like he's going on. So Ravenigo says, I hope you're well, Guru. Thank you so much, Ravenia. Ravenigo, I am well, just struggling at the moment. YouTube are not monetizing the stream as we speak. So I have been on talks with them earlier today, but yeah, it doesn't look like that problem will be sorted before the end of this game. So it's currently limited monetization. So basically this one is for the love of the game, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy the stream as well. I mean, I'm watching the game, so I might as well just do the commentary as well for you guys, for the ones who aren't able to watch it. P. Nudes asked, what's your prediction for half-time? So I'm expecting a slender lead to the Boks, maybe by 3 to 5 points. Maybe one try in the first half, hopefully, from the South African side this time round, and hopefully we won't have any problems. Matthew Carley is the referee for today from England. I haven't seen much of his refereeing, so it's going to be very interesting. Luke Pierre, Graham Cooper, and Brett Cronin is the assistant referees, with Brett Cronin being the TMO for today. Reginald Stevens says, discipline, Bokke, discipline, no room for error. Absolutely. And Gerard says, I hope the Boks discipline is much better today. So yeah, that's that little silly mistakes inside an attacking opportunity is basically a big no-no today. When you talk about discipline, you don't just talk about giving away penalties. You're talking about line-out throws being accurate, scrums being taken in, support play coming in, handling. That's all discipline, you know. So South Africa's discipline were absolutely horrendous last week. Apart from giving away penalties, they were not disciplined in their job that they needed to do. And you could see that with that last scrum. Ball needs to be fed in, gets out the back and kicks it out. That's as simple as that. And we really just need to hammer on the discipline today. And Henry Pollard's kicking, and we should be very fine today. John Mayer says Springbok scrum should be stronger today. I agree with Trevor Nyakani there. It should be very interesting as well. And then Kelman says ask and lift, but they must have luck on their side. South Africa have another gear. And then Corin, I think the Boks with jet lag now, they are fresh and ready. So they have been in Australia for a couple of weeks now. So I don't think so much it was the jet lag. But if you're a South African supporter, you might agree with that one. Regardless, Gerard says, I say 4 points by half time for the Springboks, I guess. And then Blackbird says, expecting a big game from the Boks today. Will be a classic. And then Ragamat says, how many pushovers today? So we might have another 2 maybe, who knows. I mean, it's part of the game plan and it's working for us. So absolutely. Gerard says, Khaleesi must watch his tackles today. So yeah, you don't very often see those tackles from Siya Khaleesi. I think he was just a little bit pumped up at the moment when he made that little bit of a spear tackle. So hopefully he sorted that out, and we will be a lot stronger today in every facet of the game. So we're almost ready for kickoff, guys. So I think the teams will be running out onto the pitch in a very short while. So let's go over that team lineups just one more time for you guys who's just joined. At fullback we've got Tom Banks, Andrew Callaway, Len Ikitoa, Samu Karevi, Mariko Korabeti, Quade Cooper, Nick White, Rob Valentini, Michael Hooper, Lakeland Swinton, Matt Phillip, Isaac Rodder, Tanilla Tupou, Falau Fainga and James Slipper. So a very formidable Wallabies side for today's game. And then we have a look at the Springbok side. Willie Leroux, Sabu Nkosi, Lukanya Am, Damien Dialendi, Makazola Mapimpi, Andre Pollard, Faf de Klerk, Dwayne Vermeulen, Franco Mostert, Siya Khaleesi, Marvin Orie, Eben Etzebeth, Frans Malherbe, Bongi Bunambi and Trevor Nyakane. So 2 changes from each side. I know it's basically both teams wants to play it safe today and stick to their winning formula, and that is why there's so little changes to the lineup for today. So looking at the benches, Faletti Kaitu'u, Angus Bell, Tom Robinson, Darcy Swine, Pete Samu, Tate McDermott, Reece Hodge and Jordan Patea. And then for South Africa, we've got Malcolm Marx, Stephen Kitshoff, Vincent Koch, Marco van Staden, Kwagga Smith, Jasper Wiese, Herschel Jantjies and Damian Willems on the bench today. So South Africa are now making their way onto the field, guys. So we're about 5 minutes away from kickoff in this do or die game for the Springboks today. If you guys are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, like I said, at the bottom of the screen you will see press the like button and subscribe. The more likes we get, the more the algorithm will work with this live stream. So not getting monetized for this one, guys, so please show your support. You can give super chats, super stickers, and also make donations, as well as become a member of the channel. So all support will be appreciated along the way. Having a look at some of the comments again, just seeing George Sard says, is Brayton Paulson on the bench? So I don't know if you have forgotten about the time. It's such a long time since Brayton Paulse has played for South Africa. So I guess you're stuck in a time zone there, George. And then Marcel says, hope Pollard's got his kiki shoes on today. And Keegan Peterson says, going to cream them today. So that overconfidence could become a problem, guys. Let's not forget that the Wallabies did win last week, and South Africa haven't managed to win in the last 5 encounters in Australia. So this one is going to come down to the wire, I think. If we're going to have a really good game and our discipline are up to scratch, we could win between 5 and 15 points today, depending on how everything pans out at the end of the day. Right, so all the teams are now onto the field, and we're just doing the national anthems, and then we will get going for this big game, guys. PK asking, are you actually going to let us watch the game? Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to do that. I will get banned if I show any footage, guys. So for now, it's only the commentary. You will not find it on YouTube anywhere. Blackbird says, I have a much better feeling than last week. And Alexander Weideman also says, I also hope Pollard kicks better today. So everybody's biggest concern here today is Handré Pollard's kicking game, as well as the discipline from South Africa. My biggest concern for today is discipline and our kicking game in general. We want Handré Pollard to get that 50-22 kicks where possible. Willie Leroux needs to get those up and unders going brilliantly. Faf de Klerk needs to be spot on with his box kicking today, allowing Makazola Mapimpi and Sabu Nkosi to put enough pressure on the Wallabies. Because let's be honest, this is our game plan, and that is the way we're going to play it. So I don't foresee South Africa playing champagne rugby. That is just not possible with the current game plan that we've got with Jock, Ninabe and Rassie Erasmus and Stick as well. So Leighton says, this match will lift the spirits of our nation. Go Bokke, absolutely. Marcel asking where Achilles is. So he was here for a while, guys. So I'm not sure where he's run off to. Achilles, where are you? Everybody's looking for you. So yeah, this is how things stand, guys. We're almost ready for kickoff, and really looking forward to a really, really good game today. I really see South Africa winning this one. Gillian asking, how do I watch live? So either Stan Super Sport or Sky Sport, as well as Rugby Pass subscription, and you will be able to watch it live, Gillian. Otherwise, you'll have to look into my ugly face and listen to my commentary. Right, so Gerard Ninabe says, I've got a feeling about this game. Go Boks and Pollard. Kick it well, but Handré Pollard must kick better, and we also need to take our chances, which is true. I mean, Lukanyam knocked the ball over the try line last week, which should have been a try. He knocked another one on in a great attacking opportunity. So this is going to be one of those. Execution needs to be perfect. Like I said, kicking needs to be perfect. Faf needs to get that box kick spot on. Willie Leroux needs to get that up and unders going. Dialeni needs to straighten that line, go over the advantage line. Lukanyam needs to hit that gap. The forwards need to really bump their way up through the middle and support their players at the ruck. Get quick, clean ball out, and I think we should be fine. Get this going. So, guys, please don't leave any links in the description for live streams, as this could cause problems for me. I will ban you almost immediately if there's any links to a live game here, just for the safety of my channel, and also just to keep it supporting the channel as well. So Corinne says, last time you stopped right after the match, would like a post-match commentary from you. So we could do that, guys. Obviously there's another game coming up after that, so we could keep it brief for around 10 minutes, but it should be quite interesting. So I will do a little post-match review after this game, just to give you guys a little bit more insight as to what have happened, and it should be quite interesting. So what I'll do is I'm going to get my book right next to me, and hopefully I'll write down what I see is fit in this game. So I hope you guys all enjoy this commentary game as well. It should be a cracking game, and really looking forward to a massive encounter between these two nations. building up to that 100th test between the All Blacks and South Africa. So let's see how things are going to turn out. Sitembiso says, even though the Boks might win today, the hiding that awaits them versus New Zealand is scary. Gerard Ninova says, go Bokke all the way. And Astraf says, come on Bokke, you can do it. And kickoff is about to start, Rudy. So we should get this game underway in a very, very short while. Players are done with the national anthems. And the first half should start any time now. So looking forward to this one. And it looks like it might be South Africa who's going to be kicking off this game. So looking forward to a phenomenal game between these two sides. Right, so just waiting to get the stop clock going for us, guys. So I've got my own stop clock after Flash score disappointed us so badly in the last couple of weeks. Not updating the score on a regular basis. So decided to do my own, and hopefully we can really enjoy this game today. So we do have the poll going. Go and vote. Can the Springboks bounce back? Today is that day. Matthew Carley, the referee for today. Brett Cronin is the TMO for today's game. So we should get this game underway in a second now. So it's going to be Australia to kick this game off for this one. A big encounter. And here we go, guys. It's Quade Cooper who gets the game underway. And for the next 40 minutes, blood is green. Dwayne Vermeulen has taken it in from the 22-meter line. Faf de Klerk waiting for it to come out. Now goes to the box kick over the top. Sabun Nkosi is chasing this one down. And a penalty to South Africa early on. Ebenezer taken out. Changing the running lines from Australia. So an early penalty for South Africa between the 22 and the 10-meter line inside South Africa's half. Matt Phillip penalised there for Australia. So Andre Pollard is going to thump this downfield. And let's see where he's going to find touch. Roundabout between the 10 and the 22 of Australia. So, yeah, this is going to be a cracking one, guys. Let me know in that comment section who you guys think is going to win this game as well. Right, so Bongi Munambi with a throw into this lineup for South Africa. Like I say, between the 10 and the 22-meter line, right on the right-hand side of the field. Right, Bunambi throws Marvin where he takes the ball. Has been formed by the Springboks off the back. Is Sia Khaleesi out to Franco Mostert. Good drive from him. 5 meters short of the 22 now. Marvin Wuri again. Supported by Eben Etzebeth. Ruck has been formed now. Faf de Klerk. Out it goes to Dialendi. Loops around with Andre Pollard. Comes out to Vali Leroux. Puts a little stab in. Inside the 22. Callaway has got it now for Australia. And he's going to go on a counter attack. Misses the first tackle. Is Lukanya up to the 22-meter line. Comes Australia. Nick White waiting for this ball to come out now. And they've secured it. Comes back to Quade Cooper. And he's going to kick it downfield. Straight down the middle it goes into the hands of Andre Pollard now. And he's going to set up and under for Vali Leroux to chase. But it might be a little bit too far. Just short of the 22 now. Quade Cooper tackled by Vali Leroux. But he spins out of the first. Now Samu Karevi brought down by Frans Malherbe. Just 5 meters outside the 22 now. Here comes Isaac Rodder. Puts his head down for Australia. Australia in possession here. And Nick White waiting for this ball to come out. Gets it out to Quade Cooper. And he's going to kick it straight down the middle again. But it looks like there's a penalty to Australia. South Africa over eager there. Offside at the ruck. So a chance here now for the Wallabies to clear this ball. Again, it comes down to discipline. No need to be offside there. Put the pressure on the Wallabies, but instead we've given away a penalty now. Right, so Kevin Lynn says, good morning, all greetings from the islands. Go Bokke. Right, so it looks like discipline needs to be spot on today. Both teams giving away an early penalty here in this game, but luckily all not in the 22. So, yeah, Quade Cooper is going to, it's going to be Tom Banks to thump this downfield for Australia. Right, let's see where he's going to find touch. Very important for both teams to find touch in this game. So he does find touch roundabout on the 10-meter line of South Africa. And it's going to be a throw into Folau Fainga. on the 10-meter line inside South Africa's half here, and a chance for Folau Fainga to get things going for them. Now they loop around here into the hands of Samu Karevi, and he's broken straight through the defense up to the 22-meter line. Now Nick White gets quick ball out to Valentini, gets the offload to Folau Fainga, pops it up back to Callaway, but he's knocked it on 5 meters from the try line, and South Africa survive a very early onslaught here from the Wallabies. Samu Karevi broken through our defenses, and it's straight through Bonambi and Franco Mostert. Andre Pollard came to cover up there for us. Quick ball, great hands from the Wallabies, but unfortunately just that last pass from Folau Fainga not getting to the hands of Andrew Callaway. So 5 meter scrum to South Africa, and we need to pull up our socks very early on in this game. Right, let's see. South Africa's scrum last week, 83% of their own scrums won, while 25% of the opposition scrums won as well. So a big scrum day here for South Africa. They've been wounded in an area where they're normally spot on, and they need to be really strong in this department. Scrum goes down, and the referee will have a reset. So you could argue there that it went down on the side of James Slipper on that occasion, but we will have a reset then for the first scrum of the game. Right, so under pressure very early on in this game is South Africa, 5 meters from their own try line. Kamohelo says nearly fainted there. Well, Samu Karevi had a fantastic break there again. Poor defense from Franco Mostert as well as Bongi Bonambi there. We need to be better in defense as well. Marcel says South Africa must work on their defense. It's not good lately. True, I have to agree on that one. So another scrum goes down. So the first scrum of the game not going the way as planned, having to reset it on 2 occasions. That's 2 minutes wasted, by the way, for scrums already. Defense early on, not as sound from South Africa. So we need to work on that. Scrums have normally been our strong point, but as of late against Australia, it's been a little bit wobbly, as has been our defense so far. Okay, Dave Prinsloo says Rugby Pass does not show the game, so you can subscribe to Stan Sport then, Dave Prinsloo. Well, I don't know if Stan is in Germany as well. Right, so a penalty to South Africa from that scrum. Danila Tupou penalised, and Andre Pollard can now kick this downfield for us, and is going to find touch roundabout on the 10-meter line. So James Slipper was penalised, I think, on that occasion, not Danila Tupou. So as expected from that first scrum, he could have given a penalty straight away, because I think James Slipper did slip up on that first scrum already. So Bonambi now to throw this in for South Africa. And here we go. Taken by Marvin Uri on the 10-meter line. Ball has been formed by South Africa inside their own half on the 10-meter line. Bonambi controlling at the back, but it's going nowhere at the moment for South Africa. Faf de Klerk wants the ball at the back. Is he going to take this? Yes, he will. So, they're going to ball this up a little bit further. So just over the 10-meter line, penalty advantage coming now. Dialendi gives it out to Andre Pollard. There's a bit of space on the outside for Leroux. Out to Sabuna Kossi. He steps back inside. Good defense from Marika Korobetti up to the 10-meter line inside Australia's half now. Faf de Klerk gets it out. Gives it out to Franco Mostert. Loses it backwards. But we're coming back for a penalty to South Africa there. A penalty from that ball. And South Africa have a chance to maybe set up a good attacking lineup. Achilles, come on, man. You're going to get me in trouble with that comment. Right, Tolo says, where can I watch the game live? Not on YouTube, buddy. You do have to have Super Sports Stand or Sky Sports if you want to watch this game live. Right, so stop asking where can we watch the game live, guys. This is a commentary, not a live stream, not a live watch along. Right, so touch has been found just outside of the 22 here, and South Africa have a great attacking opportunity. We do look like we're moving the ball wide a little bit more. Moving the ball a little bit better. Right, so line out coming up. South Africa's gone to the middle on 70% of the occasions, 15% to the front and to the back last week against the Wallabies. Right, Bonambi to throw this one in at the back now. Marvin Wuri takes it again, and another penalty advantage coming the way of the South Africans. So this one could be kickable for the Springboks. Let's run this first. Now Faf de Klerk gets it out to Franco Mostert. Good tackle from Isaac Rodder. Comes back to Willie Leroux, puts a little chip kick in over the top. The bounce of the ball's not kind for him, and we will be going back for the penalty to South Africa. Right on the 22-meter line, about 15 meters out from the left-hand touch line. So, wait, let's see what's going on here. So, no, we are running the clock down instead of running it up, guys. So, if you've noticed, it's running down. So we've had about 10 minutes of this game, and South Africa have an opportunity to go for goal. Well, they're not going to kick for goal. They're going for touch here, and Andre Pollard is going to kick it to the corner for South Africa. Here we go. Right, so Dave Prinsloo says your commentary is 100,000% better than any German commentary which was available in Germany. Right, so throwing coming up for South Africa, 5 meters out from the try line. Let's see what happens. Bongi Munambi with the throw into this line out. Will they go to Marvin Woody again? Yes, they will. Maul has been set up. Now they've run around. 5 meters from the try line is South Africa, but a penalty goes the way of the Wallabies. It was a double movement from Eben Etzebeth. So players leaving their feet as well, says the referee. But I think it was crawling was the call. Yeah, crawling is the call from the referee. So discipline again. Discipline, discipline, discipline. On the try line is letting South Africa down at the moment. We spoke about that. Discipline is not just giving away penalties for foul play or something like that. Everything needs to be spot on. Then you've got a disciplined side, and that was just not good enough. So the kick from the Wallabies finds touch on the 22-meter line inside their own half. So Falau Fainger with a throw into this lineup. Let's see if South Africa's going to contest it. Does contest it at the back, but Matt Phillip takes it beautifully for the Wallabies. Comes back to Nick White, who's going to kick it downfield. And not going to find touch into the hands of Makazola Mapimpi. Just short of the 22 of South Africa now. Willie Leroux goes with the up and under. Makazola Mapimpi's chasing after this one. Taken by Nick White on the 10-meter line inside Wallabies half. Held up in a tackle by Franco Mostert and Makazola Mapimpi. So if this ball goes dead, it's going to be a South African scrum either way. Still moving forward on the Wallabies. Now it goes down, and I don't think they're going to get this ball out. Or will they? Yes, they will. So Marika Korobetti has got that ball out to Quade Cooper now. Quade Cooper with a kick downfield. Straight down the middle. Into the hands of Willie Leroux now. Inside the 22 now. Under a bit of pressure, but he's going to kick this. And not going to find touch as well. Here comes Tom Banks. Tom Banks up to the 22-meter line. He goes. Big tackle from Franco Mostert now. Nick White gets it out to Tanela Tupou. Straightening the line. Bashes over Bongi Munambi inside the 22 now. Quick ball needed. Penalty advantage coming. Eben Etzebeth not rolling away there. And penalty advantage to the Wallabies. Oh, now Faf de Klerk has given away a penalty as well there. That's a professional foul. And he might be in trouble. Yes, it is. It's a yellow card to Faf de Klerk for slapping down the ball out of the hands of Nick White. That is just really poor discipline from South Africa. We just spoke about it earlier as South Africa needed to improve on their discipline, and now you get a silly thing like that from Faf de Klerk giving away a yellow card in the opening couple of minutes of this game, and that's just really frustrating. Right, so penalty to the Wallabies, and they're also not going to kick for goals. So going for touch here, setting up a line out about 10 meters out from the try line. 13 minutes gone in this first half, and now Falafaiga finds, it's a nice little move here from the Wallabies. Michael Hooper just 3 meters short of the try line now. Nick White gets it out to James Slipper. About 5 meters out now. Nick White gets it out to Ikitawa. Breaks the first line of defense and scores the try for the Wallabies. And really, really, really poor defense there from South Africa. I think this time round it might have been I think Lukanya Amu missed that tackle, and the Wallabies are on to the board in a flash. Well, that's not what you want in a game like this. South Africa needs to win this, and our discipline are really letting us down at the moment. So the Wallabies scored the first try. Andre Pollard and Sabu Nkosi, the guilty party there in missing the tackle. Even Marvin Uri also, but Andre Pollard, it was his man to tackle and he missed it. So that is really, really bad from South Africa. Not the start they would have wanted. And 5 points to 0 it is currently, with a conversion to come. Well, we did say that South Africa will be looking to secure their discipline, but at this stage it's just poor all around. Discipline and defense really poor at the moment from South Africa, and it's very uncharacteristic from them as well. Toby Ferreira says Faf is the worst ever scrum half. Trouble for South Africa, says Carrot. And Sean says, hope we lose today. Nardo says, ach nee Faf. Right, so Quade Cooper with the conversion to come now. Shouldn't be a problem for him at all. Should be a straightforward kick for him today, but you never know. It could always be his day to be having an off day with the boot. So 15 minutes gone in this game, and the Wallabies strike first through a try from Ikitawa, and it's hit the upright, so it's not going to go over. So 5 points to 0 it stays. Quade Cooper missing a vital kick here, and will he come back to haunt the Wallabies later on? Right, so Australia strike first in this game through a try from Lenny Kitoa after some really poor defense from Andre Pollard and Sabu Nkosi. Right, here's the restart from Andre Pollard, chased down by Sabu Nkosi. Korobetti has taken that in for them inside the 22, sets up the ruck for the Wallabies now. Nick White waiting for it, now gets it back to Quade Cooper, who's going to have a kick, and he's going to find touch with a brilliant kick as well, all the way up to the 10-meter line inside Wallabies half. Piet Tetoy says, the moment the Boks become models in ads and magazines and on TV, they focus on themselves and not on SA any longer. It shows. Right, I think, yeah, that's a bit harsh, but in a sense true, Piet. Matt Peterson, let's go Bokke, bounce back and wreck them. Right, Bonambi to throw this ball in on the 10-meter line inside the Wallabies territory. Can we set up a good driving maul from South Africa? Marvin Uri takes the line out yet again. The maul has been formed by the Springboks now. Bongi Bonambi with the ball at the back, not gaining any ground in South Africa. Now slowly starting to move their way forward over the 10-meter line. And can they milk another penalty here maybe? Oh, no, great defense from the Wallabies, stopping that in the track, but there is a penalty advantage coming for South Africa, so the maul has been collapsed. Dwayne Vermeulen trying to get that ball out for South Africa, but Falau Fainga just held on to it, so penalty to South Africa on the 10-meter line. Will we kick this into touch again? Because we need to score tries. We need that bonus point. We should have basically had that mentality last week already. But looking forward to really try and grind out a couple of tries today. Visa says, let's wait for the end. True. Right, so currently there's a tendency to an injury here for South Africa. So we might want to just go and stop that clock for a second here. Let's see if we can do that. So let's just stop it right there, and we'll continue with it as soon as the game continues, guys. So we've had about 17 minutes gone in this first half. South Africa trailing by 5 points to 0 at the moment. Yeah, it is what it is at the moment. South Africa's discipline as well as their defense not on song at the moment in this opening 17 minutes of the game. So hopefully that will improve over the course of this game. Otherwise, we might find ourselves in some serious trouble. So Andre Pollard has decided to go for goal instead this time round. So, oh, no, the time is not correct. Let's correct that score. No, that time quickly, guys. Sorry for that one. So I think what we will do is we'll stop that and then just change it down to about, we still got 23 minutes to go in this first half. So that kick from Andre Pollard is straight through the middle, and South Africa are back in this one. 5 points to 3. It is then for the Wallabies, still leading this game by 5 points to 3 at the moment. Let's just correct that scoreboard quickly for South Africa. So 3 to South Africa. And we still got about 22 minutes to go in this first half. Right, restart from the Wallabies, taken in by Dwayne Vermeulen. And now set up a good ruck here inside the 22 for South Africa. Willie Leroux at scrum half now. Gets it out to Trevor Nyakane, who sets it up. Oh, it's been knocked on by Trevor Nyakane. And it's going to be a scrum down to, well, no, advantage to the Wallabies now. Can they get quick ball back here? And it might even be a penalty advantage coming for them. So now out it goes to Quade Cooper, hammered by Dwayne Vermeulen in a tackle. And then Marvin Weary tackles Tom Banks as well. The loop over the top to Kurabeti, and here's trouble for South Africa. Inside the 22 now. Oh, and another ball ripped out of the hands of Nick White. And let's see what the call is from the referee. So discipline letting us down at the moment. Andre Pollard this time lucky to get away. Let's see. Let's have another look at this one real quickly. Yeah, in an offside position, slapping that ball out of Nick White's hands. And he can consider himself lucky not to have been given a yellow card as well. So still 3 minutes left on Faf de Klerk's yellow card. And the Wallabies have now gone to touch and set up a line out 5 meters out from the try line. Taken beautifully by Isaac Rodder now. And here comes the Wallabies now. Michael Hooper off the back. Tackled by Sia Khaleesi under pressure. They've lost a bit of ground as the Wallabies now. Gets it out to Samu Kurevi. Good tackle from Dialendi and Lukanya this time round. Now Nick White gets it out to Lakeland Swinton. Still inside the 22, right in the middle of the field. Here for the Wallabies. Nick White waiting for it. Now gets it out to Tanela Tupou. Tanela Tupou still going is Tanela Tupou. 5 meters from the try line, brought down eventually. But we're missing too many penalties and tackles, and another penalty here to the Wallabies. Going wide, back inside to Kurabeti, gets the offload, and Lenny Kitoa is over for his second try of the game. That is just really, really, really good play from the Wallabies. And they take now a 10 points to 3 lead in this game. Well, South Africa will have to wake up. South Africa will have to wake up, or else it's going to be a long day at the office. 10 points to 3 with a conversion to come. And still about 20 minutes to play in this first half. Well, it's been the big talking point so far as Faf de Klerk. That 10 minutes costing us a possible 12 points here. And again, it all comes down to the discipline. Reginald says, come on, Bokke, discipline and focus. Boks can't intercept. And Gerard says, our discipline will cost us the game. Love Aussie says, Boks in mud. Keegan says, trust the green and gold. It's far from over, guys. But Lenny Kitoa has scored his second try of the game for the Wallabies. And yeah, maybe this is what the doctor ordered for South Africa to spark to life in this game. Right, so we're just waiting on that conversion from Quade Cooper now to make it 12 points. It's a difficult kick coming up for him right on the right-hand touchline. And yeah, we missed an easy kick early on in this one. So if he misses this one, then we could be in for a dismal performance from Quade Cooper with a kicking boot today. Turbo Tom says All Blacks will be number 1 tonight. It's going to be a long day, says Christian. Tinkerbell says so disappointing. And Joseph says lacquer rugby. Boks must have been working at McDonald's, says Love Aussies. Discipline comes before punishment. This is punishment. And that conversion from Quade Cooper is good. So he's got his kicking boots on eventually. So, 12 points to 3 it is. South Africa in trouble here with still about 18 minutes to go in this first half. Can South Africa come back? They need to score now. They need to score next if they want to come back into this game. Faf de Klerk is back on the field after his 10 minutes. It's cost us 12 points. The restart from Pollard taken by Lenny Kitoa. Good tackle this time from Saboon Nkosi. Nick White waiting for the ball at the back of this ruck inside the 22 of Australia. Gets it out to Quade Cooper now. And he's going to go with a kick downfield. Straight into the hands of Willie Leroux now. Gets it out to Andre Pollard on the 10-meter line. Is there a bit of space? Goes with a little kick there. And that ball is going to bounce over the 22-meter line into touch. And, I don't think it's going to be our throw. Yeah, it is going to be our throw-in. So that new rule working wonders for South Africa there in the end. The 50-22 rule. South Africa will have to throw into this lineup inside the 22 of the Wallabies. Great thinking there from Andre Pollard, and much better. I did mention it before the game started that we need to work on this 50-22 kicks. Right, so Bonambi to throw this ball in for South Africa now. Important that we get our line-out jumper. That's where discipline also comes in. Marvin Uri takes it again off the back now. And more brought down almost immediately by the Wallabies. So South Africa will have to play it. Dialendi up to the 22-meter line now. Sets it up quickly for Faf de Klerk. He gets it out to Trevor Nyakane. Runs straight into Lakeland Swinton. Still on the 22-meter line. Here they come again. Dwayne Famila now patches his way over the 22-meter line. Quick ball needed. Andre Pollard is going to attack the line. Good defense from Samu Karevi. Ball spills out the back. Faf de Klerk with a poor pass. And it's been intercepted by the Wallabies now. But we are going to come back for a penalty. Luckily for South Africa there. Faf de Klerk out of sorts at the moment. And that pass, if it wasn't a penalty, would have been trouble for South Africa. Not the way we want to be playing this game today. Well, is it a penalty or is it deemed a forward pass from Michael Hooper though? No, it is a penalty to South Africa. So will we kick for goal this time round, or will we set up another line-out and play some attacking rugby? I guess with the Wallabies already scoring 2 tries, you might want to see South Africa rather go for goal and just try and win this game in the end of the day. So let's just stop that clock again, because we have to line it back, because time has been stopped by the referee for another injury to Trevor Nyakane. So still about 15 minutes left in this first half. And we'll see how things pan out in this last couple of minutes. So it's only going to be a scrum, I see now. So it is for a forward pass then in the end by Michael Hooper. So only a scrum down to South Africa. Still 15 minutes left in this first half, guys. So still plenty that could happen here. South Africa on the attack on the 22-meter line of Australia. We're going to set up this scrum now. So 15 minutes left in this first half. And it's a scrum down to the Springboks. About 5 meters outside of the 22 at the moment. Right, so Faf de Klerk to feed this ball to the scrum for South Africa. And here we go. Solid scrum from South Africa now. And a penalty advantage coming now from the scrum. Now Saboon Nkosi, he's knocked it on. And we come back for another penalty. So what is going on? Handling errors, poor discipline, poor defense so far from South Africa. And it's definitely not what we want to see from the Springboks at the moment. So will Andre Pollard have a shot at goal? Yes, he will. So we're now not chasing the tries anymore. because we're already down by 2 tries in this game. So if we want to, we can do that after we maybe take the lead from the kicking game, hopefully. But I understand the point so far from South Africa as well. Just want to keep in distance. We've been outplayed by the Wallabies on attack so far, so we don't want to see more of that. Just bring down the score a little bit and keep in the game. Convert a try after this penalty will put us right back into this one. Right, so Handré Pollard lining this one up about 5 meters outside of the 22, 15 meters from the right-hand touchline. This one is going to curl in. So South Africa now got 6. The Wallabies has got 12. So we're still within striking distance in this game. And we've got about 13 and a half minutes to go in this first half. Right, so the restart now coming from the Wallabies. And they are going to go quite deep with this one as well. Taken by Dwayne Vermeulen inside the 22 for South Africa. Van der Klerk is waiting for this one to come out. Will he go with the box kick himself over the top? He is lining up for a box kick over the top. Yes, he does go with the box kick. So Stephen Kitshoff on for Trevor Nyakani at the moment. Oh, beautifully taken by Sabu Nkosi on the 10-meter line inside South Africa's half. Now gets it back. Handré Pollard. Out it comes to Willie Leroux. There's an overlap for South Africa. Oh, but Franco Mostert loses it backwards. And under pressure, South Africa almost immediately on their own 10-meter line. And here comes a penalty to the Wallabies. Well, it just shows you absolutely poor handling from South Africa. The pass from Willie Leroux behind Franco Mostert. He loses it backwards, put under pressure, and a penalty to the Wallabies. Well, South Africa in tatters at the moment. Just not doing the three basic stuff correct today. Discipline, handling, and defense. And that is why we are trailing by 12 points to 6 today. So Quade Cooper have now decided to have a shot at goal here, just to bring the Wallabies back into that lead that they won. So time has been stopped yet again for an injury, this time to Tom Banks. He doesn't look good for him, so he will be leaving the field, and Rhys Hodge will replace him. So we've still got about 12 minutes to go in this first half, guys. Quade Cooper is going to have a shot at goal to increase the Wallabies lead to 15 points to 6. But yeah, it's not good enough from South Africa at the moment. Quade lining it up about between the 22 and the 10 meter line. Also about 10 meters from the right hand touch line. South Africa needs to work on a lot of stuff going into half time. Love Aussie says, you are the only South African to watch out now at Rugby Guru. What do you mean by that, Love Aussies? Right, so here we go with Quade Cooper with a kick now, and let's see if he can get this one. Goes straight through the middle, so 15 points to 6 it is for the Wallabies. The Wallabies taking that 8-point lead now, and just basically securing a lead for half-time with about 11 minutes to go in this first half. Still time for the Boks to bounce back, but they do have that 8-point lead now and should be going into half-time into the lead is the Wallabies. The restart from Handré Pollard taken by the Wallabies inside their own 22, and they start a ball here and it's looking pretty decent, but now it stops. Right on the 22-meter line for the Wallabies. Nick White. Oh, it's been ripped by the Springboks. Here they come. Siya Kolisi. DLND, there's an overlap on the outside, but Lukanyam has been stopped beautifully in his tracks by Andrew Callaway, and he's also knocked the ball on. So opportunity goes a waste there. Rush defense from Andrew Callaway, stopping a certain try on the left-hand side of the field. Brilliant defense from Andrew Callaway, basically taking Lukanyam with man and ball. He basically ran into or jumped into the tackle with Lukanyam. That's why it's not been deemed as a penalty. You're not allowed to jump into a tackle. But this could go either way. Maybe it could be a penalty to South Africa. Yeah, it is a penalty to South Africa then in the end. Tackling the player in the air. So, very fortunate to get away with that because It was actually Lukanya Am who jumped into the tackle, and I don't know exactly what the golden rule is around that, but we've seen it previously on some occasions that there's actually nothing happening because of it. But on this occasion, Callaway does give away the penalty, and Andre Pollard can set up another kick at goal here for South Africa. Yeah, Michael Hooper not happy with the referee's call there, but nothing that he can do at this stage. Andre Pollard to have another shot at goal here for the Springboks. And so far slotted twos. So this one about 15 meters out from the left-hand touchline, 5 meters outside of the 22. He should be getting this one. Right, let's see what happens with this kick from Andre Pollard. And he's lining it up now. That is going to go straight through the middle. So 15 points to 9 it is. Back into contention to lead in this first half. 8 minutes to go. And the Wallabies leading by 15 points to 9 at the moment. Hopefully things can turn out nicely for South Africa right before halftime. Taken by Dwayne Vermeulen inside the 22. Let's hope our discipline can last a mile. Faf de Klerk waiting for the ball at the back of this ruck here. And he's going to go with the box kick over the top. Chased down by Sabun Nkosi again. This time Reece Hodge is there, but again it's Sabun Nkosi who's got the ball for South Africa. But wait, into touch, says the touch judge. And it looks like it's going to be South African ball here. Touched by Reece Hodge there for the Wallabies. So South Africa led off the hook there. And it's going to be a line out to the Springboks right on halfway. Yeah, it was taken by Reece Hodge. He dived onto the ball into touch there. So line out to South Africa on halfway. Which Tiger says, what a terrible way to start a weekend. So Dwayne Vermeulen at the moment down for South Africa. And that's not what we want to see at this stage of the game. Right, there's just a stoppage in time. So about 8 minutes to go in this first half, guys. Just got to start the clock again. Time is off at the moment. So we will have potential foul play from the Wallabies here. And, Lakeland Swinton could be in trouble here. It's a head clash between Dwayne Vermeulen and Lakeland Swinton. So, based on that, I'm not 100% sure. Let's just have another. Oh, that could be trouble for Lakeland Swinton. Might be a yellow card coming up for the number 6 of the Wallabies. But we'll just have to wait and see what the call will be from the referee. So, from this angle, well, from the one angle, it doesn't look bad. But if you look at it from another angle, it does look pretty bad. So, could be either a penalty or a yellow card. I wouldn't say red card should be on the cards at all. So, let's have another look here. Does his shoulder make contact with the head? Nah, I think that is shoulder to shoulder, really. And it could be. Let's see. Just wait and see what the referee have to say at the end of the day. But from what I can see, from the one angle, it looks like a shoulder to shoulder. And then from the next one, it does look like there's a little bit of contact from the shoulder to the head. So let's rather just leave it to the TMO to decide here. Lakeland Swinton. Oh, they're going to have another look at it. So there must definitely be something that they are looking at to have a look so many times. Oh, there's the shoulder to the head. You can see it from that angle better. So Lakeland Swinton could be in trouble. That could even be a red card, as Gerard Niedhaber just said there. Fun times, sister times, as my heart is beating fast. The box making me nervous. So just wait on the call from the referee here. But it does look like Australia will be let off the hook here from, I don't have any audio, so just have to wait and see what the referee decides on this one. So, TMO decision still on the cards. Why are they taking so long with the score? Hopefully, sanity will prevail. So, we're having another look at this now. Shoulder straight to the head of Dwayne Vermeulen. It looks like, and it could be a red card. Let's just have a look from another angle, guys. Sorry for the delay. There on that angle, it does look shoulder to shoulder. So let's see, here comes the card. It's a yellow card to the Wallabies. Lakeland Swinton then getting a yellow card instead. So with 8 minutes to go, it's a yellow card to the Wallabies and South Africa gets the penalty. I think it's a fair call at the end of the day. You don't want to see red cards for stuff like that, because at the end of the day, it could happen to our team as well, and it just really breaks the game down for that next 20 minutes before another player can come onto the field. But we've got the penalty on the 22-meter line. Andre Pollard has kicked us out roundabout on the 10-meter line inside their own half, and Lakeland Swinton is in the bench, or on the bin, for the next 10 minutes as well. So hopefully South Africa can pull something out of the bag here in this last 7.5 minutes of the first half. Bonambi to throw this ball in here for South Africa, and taken by Marvin Uri on the 10-meter line now. Ball has been formed. Here we go. Push forward by South Africa, and it's looking pretty good. Now it's gone to a standstill, and Faf de Klerk will have to get this out now. Dialendi is going to bash it up over the 10-meter line for South Africa now. Faf de Klerk out to Andre Pollard. Now Lukanyam out to Willie Leroux. Willie Leroux tries to draw one defender, but great tackle from Lenny Kitoa on halfway. Now comes back to Marvin Uri. Needs support. Gets it. Now Faf de Klerk. Andre Pollard again. Out it comes to Yemenetsabeth. Now Dialendi. There's space here for South Africa. Why do you cut back inside? Right on halfway now. There was an overlap for South Africa on the right-hand side. Now it's Frans Malherbe. Andre Pollard loops around Willie Leroux now. This comes out to Makazola Mapimpi up to over the 10-meter line. Here for South Africa inside Australia's half. Marvin Uri. He's going to put his head down right on the 10-meter line. Now Faf de Klerk with a box kick over the top. And that is just silly from Faf de Klerk. That ball is going to roll. Oh, luckily he's going to roll into touch 5 meters away from the touchline. So in the end, not a bad kick from Faf. But should have kept the ball in hand though. Kicking the ball away in the 34th minute. That could be a vital one, unless it turns out in favour of the Springboks here. Right, so Folau Fainga now with the throw into this line out. 5 meters out from their own try line. It's trouble in paradise here for them. Right, here we go. Folau Fainga with the throw into this line out. Not sure what the hold up is now. Comes back. They are going to throw this in now. Challenged by Marvin Uri, but beautifully taken by Matt Phillip. And here comes Samu Karevi. 10 meters out from their own try line. Nick White with a box kick over the top. And he's going to find touch right on the 22-meter line. It's going to be a throw in to South Africa. Right, so South Africa's line out on the 22-meter line. Can we strike before half-time? That is a big question now. 5 minutes to go in this first half. And South Africa have the opportunity to attack here from the 22-meter line. Right, Bonambi is going to throw this ball in for South Africa. Taking the time with it as well. Needs to get it spot on. Marvin Uri takes it beautifully. Maul has been set up by South Africa going backwards. And now hopefully we'll start to move forward for South Africa. Already told to move, use it once. So Jasper Visser on for Dwayne Vermeulen as well now for South Africa. Dialendi takes it up to the 22-meter line. Now comes back to Bongi Bonambi. Right on the 22-meter line. Penalty advantage coming for South Africa. Sia Kolisi now. He takes it up. Also up to the 22-meter line. Good defense from the Wallabies. And we will be coming back for the penalty to South Africa right in the middle of the field. And one have to feel that South Africa might want to kick this into touch and put the pressure on the Wallabies. They are a man down at the moment. Last week it was Andre Pollard. This week it's Faf de Klerk, who's not having the greatest of games. So Andre Pollard has opted to go for goal. I don't agree with that call from Sia Kolisi, unfortunately. You got the All Blacks, not the All Blacks, the Wallabies under pressure. with a man down. You're trailing by 6 points, and you opt to go for goals. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. But decision to go for goal with 3 minutes, 3 minutes to go could backfire for South Africa here in this game. But let's see how it turns out first. Right, so the kick from Andre Pollard straight through the middle, and it's now 15 points to 12. South Africa into double figures as well in this game now. Still 3 minutes to go in this first half, and South Africa lucky, can consider themselves very lucky to be only trailing by the 3 points here going into half time. Right, Kevin Lind says take the points. Okay, so we might have a bit of a mixed decision on that one. But anyway, it's been taken in by Jasper Visser just outside of the 22 now for South Africa. And Faf de Klerk is waiting for this ball at the back of the ruck. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Faf de Klerk with a box kick over the top. And that one is going to go not into touch. Taken by South Africa, but eventually goes into touch. And it looks like it's going to be South African ball again. So Samu Karevi and Reece Arch not happy with the call from the ref touch judge there. And let's see if they got anything to warrant their unhappiness at the moment. So that clearly came off out of the South African hands. So I think South Africa has been let off the hook there a little bit. Throw into South Africa on the 10-meter line inside their own half now. And Marvin Uri takes it again for South Africa. Maul has been formed again. And going nowhere at the moment. Now starting to move sideways in a forward direction as well. Bongi Munambi at the back controlling it on the 10-meter line inside South Africa's half. He goes with another box kick over the top. Savu Nkosi now chasing after this one as well. And the ball not collected by the Wallabies. Eventually gets it. And Reece Arch, there's a knock on from the Wallabies. So they're really struggling with that box kick at the moment from Faf de Klerk. The chase from Sabu Nkosi spot on every single time. So yeah, it's working for South Africa, and as long as it's working, then it's fine. But South Africa definitely needs to have a big team talk at halftime, discussing the discipline again, and also the defense that has been really poor at times, and in handling errors aplenty. Ashley says 'n jaar terug het New Zealand die Bokke gewen 57-0. Kyk hoe speel die Bokke nou. Ek wonder maar net as die Bokke New Zealand nou weer gaan kry 97-0. Ashley, come on, don't be like that, man. Right, so an injury break at the moment to one of the Springbok players, so we still will have a minute left on the clock when we do continue. So I'll just set that up so long while we wait for the injury break to be attended to. Yeah, currently not sure who's down from the South African side, but we've seen quite a few injuries in this first half between the two sides as well. Tom Banks had to leave the field. Dwayne Vermeulen has left the field. So it's been a very physical encounter between these two sides. So time is back on now, and we've got a minute to go in this first half. So time should be up after this scrum though. Hopefully with the kick to come, can South Africa... well, I say the kick to come because I'm expecting South Africa to kick again. Love Aussie says you deserve 100k subs for your commentary. Thank you for that one. Really appreciate that comment as well. Right, so scrum will be reset, guys. So it should be, like I said, halftime after the scrum. Will South Africa have another go at the Wallabies right before halftime? Right, so we're going to have another scrum reset here. The first one has gone down. Faf de Klerk to feed this ball for South Africa. And time should be up on the clock as well. So that should be halftime coming up right after this one, guys. Right, Faf de Klerk feeds this ball to the scrum here. And let's see what South Africa can do with this one. Controlled at the back by Faf de Klerk. Now gets it out. Dialendi Out to Andre Pollard, who loops around. Now Willie Leroux gets to get it out to Makazolo Mapimpi. He's going to have a run here up to the 22-meter line. Good work from the Springboks on this occasion, but a brilliant counter ruck from the Wallabies, putting South Africa under massive pressure here at ruck time, and they could have won this ball. Yes, they have. And that is brilliant counter rucking from the Wallabies. Just putting that pressure on South Africa after a really good move from him. And the Wallabies have now secured this ball. Nick White is controlling it at the back of this ruck, and they kick it out into touch. And that will be half-time, guys. So 15 points to 12 it is here at half-time. And yeah, a lot of hard talking needs to come from Jacques Nienaber. Firstly, our discipline has been poor. Our handling has been poor. And then also defensively, we have let the Wallabies in with 2 tries already. So hopefully it will improve in the second half. We are down by 3 points at half-time. And hopefully we can bounce back. I'm going to take a quick break, guys. But I will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes time. So don't go anywhere. Right, guys, we are back for the second half of this game, and it's really disappointing from a South African perspective. We're still in this game, but what I can say is our discipline has been really poor again in this first half. Nothing's changed from last week. The only thing that really has changed is that Andre Pollard has got his kicking boots on today, and apart from that, we've also now, our defence have been really poor. We've let in 2 tries from Lenny Kitoa. And you could argue and say it was Faf de Klerk's discipline that cost him 10 minutes in the bin that led to that 2 tries being scored in that first half. But then again, you can't blame it all on Faf de Klerk. Apart from that, he's done his box kicking the way Jacques Nieuwenhuis want him to do it. So yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Let's quickly go and have a look at the Springbok lineup and see how the players have been faring so far. Willie Leroux has been pretty solid at the back. We have seen him run a couple of times, but what I've noticed is every time that we've gone into space, we either give away the ball at the ruck or we don't have enough support players at ruck time. So that needs to change as well. Hopefully with the likes of Marco van Staal and Kwagga Smith coming on in that second half, we will have more front foot ball as well. So we need to be careful not to run the ball too wide and being caught in a little bit isolated or something like that. Sabun Nkosi has been brilliant on the attack, basically from the box kick. He's put in a lot of pressure on the Wallabies throughout this game, and basically it's been the Wallabies really poor under the high ball from the box kick, with Sabun Nkosi putting a lot of pressure on. Lukanya and Damian Dialendi, not the greatest of games as well. Defensively they're trying to do their work, but there has been slip-ups from South Africa around, and I wouldn't blame Lukanya and Dialendi, but poor handling from the side as well, running out of support at times as well is Lukanya and Dialendi, so they need to have a look at that, especially Mapimpi, who has now been caught on 2 occasions, first a penalty and then a counter ruck from the Wallabies, causing problems for South Africa on the attack. Andre Pollard, a much better game. He's got one of those 50-22 kicks in for South Africa. His goal kicking has been spot on, so he's having a much better game. Faf de Klerk, he's had a yellow card, so that definitely brings down his rating for today. His overall kicking hasn't been that poor. There was a time when he kicked to the corner of the Wallabies where he should have probably kept the ball in hand, and that led to some trouble for South Africa as well. Dwayne Vermeulen has left the field. Jasper Wiese is on. The yellow card to the Wallabies, to Lakeland Swinton, causing that injury to Dwayne Vermeulen. So I don't think he will take any more part in this game. I think he might have gone for a HIA test, but I don't think he will play any further part in this game. Franco Mostert Khaleesi has been decent, but like I said, the support play at ruck time hasn't been brilliant, and we have seen that the Wallabies have counter-rucked us on numerous occasions in this game. So definitely we'll need to have a look at that. I'm just watching a replay from Franco Mostert. He could be in trouble after this game. A shoulder straight to the face of one of the Wallaby players. So he can consider himself very lucky to still be on the field. But regardless of that, he will continue the game. But he could be in trouble afterwards. Then Marvin Uri and Eben Etzebeth has had a decent game. Marvin Uri getting all his lineup balls so far. But apart from that, he hasn't had the greatest of games. Not really taking the ball over the advantage line. Same with Eben Etzebeth, a very quiet game from him as well. Frans Malherbe and Bongi Bonambi has been solid. Trevor Nyakane had to leave the field. Kitshoff came on in his place. So I'm not sure what the injury is to Trevor Nyakane. But it is worrying signs. If we can't improve on that, we will be losing this game today. For the Wallabies, however, it's been a really decent performance. Tom Banks also having to leave the field through an injury in the middle of the first half. Andrew Callaway has been decent, has given away a penalty and a knock on the try line. So a 50-50 game for him basically today, but he's still young and learning. Lenny Kitoa with 2 tries already to his name today. He's had really good running lines. He's beaten the defense on a couple of occasions, so he's having a really good game. Samu Karevi has had a couple of breaks as well, so that centre combination working really well for the Wallabies at the moment. Marika Korobeti, as always, pretty solid. Just a little bit under pressure from Sabun Nkosi at times. under that high ball. Quade Cooper has had a decent game along with Nick White. Rob Valentini, Michael Hooper, and Leighton Swinton has been decent. Leighton Swinton obviously getting that yellow card about 10 minutes before half time, so expecting him to be back soon onto the field in the second half. Matt Phillip, Isaac Rodda has been decent. Danila Tupou has been a workhorse all around the field, really gaining over the advantage line. Falau Fainga has been good. James Slipper has been a bit of a weak link, giving away a couple of penalties at scrum time for the Wallabies, so that would be their only concern at this stage for them. Having a look at the benches for this one, basically when you look at it, you've got some really good game breakers on the bench for both sides. Angus Bell, Darcy Swain, Pete Samu, Tate McDermott and Jordan Patea still to come on for the Wallabies. Then for South Africa, Malcolm Marx, likes of Marco van Staan and Kwagga Smith, and Herschel Jantjies and Damien Willems. So it's all going to come down as to how those benches will work for the two teams today. But I'm still confident if we can fix our discipline, like we've said on numerous occasions, it's becoming like a track that is keep going on and on and on the same pace. But we need to sort out our discipline if we really want to win this game. Roykat says, my Horos is klar. Yeah, so it's a little bit early today, guys. I'm just basically drinking some Coke, enjoying this. It is still only 10 o'clock in the morning here in South Africa, so yeah. Love of Aussie says, both teams are performing below their standards at the moment. Right, so looking through some of the comment sections here. Yuri Potgieter says, maar ons kort 'n beter backline, beter defense structures, ons speel way too predictable at the moment. Yeah, so that is true. We are very predictable. Our defense have been a little bit wobbling in this last 2 weeks, and then our discipline has been a major issue the last couple of weeks as well. So yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. Eddie Botmas says Springbok must use the back line more. Mapimpi, we want tries, please. So they have been moving it wide on a couple of occasions, but they have been in trouble securing the ball after going wide. So hopefully we can do better in that second half. Christopher McCarthy asks, how's the Boks playing? So at this stage, not playing that great, although we're just 3 points behind. It is what it is, unfortunately. So Sia Khaleesi bringing the troops back onto the field here for this second half. And hopefully we will see South Africa come out with a better performance here in the second half. Guys, don't forget to like this video and also subscribe if you are new. The more likes we get, the better the algorithm will be. We're currently on 178 likes, guys. We're 1,180 people watching, so please go ahead and press that like button, show your support. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so, and I really appreciate all the support from each and everyone so far. And if you want to go further, there's super chats, there's also donations, and then you also can become a member of the channel. So yeah, looking forward to a great second half here, and hopefully we can come out firing in this next 40 minutes. So it is going to be South Africa to start this second half for us. And here we go, Andre Pollard with the kickoff for the second half. And 40 minutes standing between us and victory or losing. The kick downfield from Len Ikitoa from the restart. It's not a great kick from him, so line out to South Africa on the 22-meter line. And this will be a great opportunity for South Africa to go on to the attack. Keep it close through the maul. Our mauls, unfortunately, haven't been great in that first half. We haven't been able to really do the hard yards. So I see Trevor Nyakane is back on the field, and Dwayne Vermeulen. So they all managed to get things going again for them. Sia Khaleesi off the back now. Faf de Klerk changed the direction. Needs to get the offload. That looked like a forward pass to Sabu Nkosi, but a penalty to South Africa anyway. Quickly tapped by Faf de Klerk, and here we go. About 5 meters out from the try line. South Africa now have a great opportunity now. Sia Khaleesi gets it out to Bonambi. Now Andre Pollard. Long cut out pass to Mapimpi, and he's been tackled by Callaway. Lost a bit of ground. 10 meters from the try line now is South Africa. Need quick ball now. Evan Etzebeth at scrum half. Gets it out to Trevor Nyakane, out to Frans Malherbe. Now Faf de Klerk again. Franco Mostert out to Marvin Wurry. Good defense from the Wallabies. Right on the 22-meter line now. Dialendi gets it out to Pollard. A bit of space on the outside here. Siya Kolisi out to Sabun Nkosi. 10 meters from the try line. Faf de Klerk going the blind side. Puts a little tap in. Lukanyam is going to score a try for South Africa. That is a great start to the second half. That is absolutely brilliant, guys. Great start for South Africa, and just what the doctor ordered to get the second half underway for us. Great little stab through there from South Africa. Great hands in the first instance from South Africa as well. And we should be in for a cracking second half here. So 17-15 the score. A little stab through from Faf de Klerk for Lukanyam. And he gets the try down for South Africa in the corner. So A1 has made a 35 Rand donation. Thank you so much for that one, A1. Really appreciate it, guys. Right, so South Africa has now taken the lead in this game for the, well, for only the, first time in this game that we've taken the lead, I think it is. Right, so 17-15. South Africa now leading here in the start of the second half. Great way to start this game. Great stuff here. Walker says lost the ball. No way. The kick from Pollard is unfortunately going to go to the right of the post. So very difficult kick right in the corner here for South Africa. Missed by Andre Pollard. So a 2-point lead for South Africa now as we go into the first 2 minutes of the second half. Great work from Lukanyam to control that ball when he dotted it down. So Quade Cooper with the restart now. Taken by Eben Etzebeth just outside of the 22. Great drive from him. But it looks like the Wallabies, penalty to South Africa. Not rolling away is the call. Michael Hooper penalised there on that occasion. And now, with 3.5 minutes gone in the second half, it's a great opportunity for South Africa to set up another good lineup inside the half of the Wallabies. The kick from Andre Pollard is going to find touch round about between the 22 and the 10-meter line inside Wallabies territory. So a good chance now for South Africa again. This looks much better. Can we keep the discipline up for the next 40 minutes? Or will it be Australia whose discipline is going to falter in the second half? Bongi Bunambi now with the throw in to this lineup. Taken by Trevor Nyakane, short throw in now. Andre Pollard out to Dialendi, bashes it up through the middle. Need support though. Faf de Klerk waiting for it to get out now. On the 10-meter line, Andre Pollard out to Siya Kolisi again. Makes a couple of good meters. Now Faf de Klerk, Dwayne Vermeulen just 5 meters short of the 22 now. Andre Pollard gets it out wide to Willie Leroux. He's going to try and straighten the line. Caught behind the advantage line though again. And South Africa's lost a bit of ground up to the 10-meter line inside Wallabies territory. Now Trevor Nyakane takes it up. Now Faf de Klerk again. Willie Leroux back inside to Bongi Bunambi now. We need a scrum off. Faf de Klerk has gone to support Bunambi. Willie Leroux now at scrum off. Right on the 10-meter line. Trevor Nyakane puts his head down. Beats the first defender. Still going forward now. South Africa back to Andre Pollard. He's going to go with the bomb cross kick here. Chased down. But it's a little bit too far. Collected by Reece Hodge inside the 22 and makes the mark. So South Africa had to do something to get that momentum going again. And unfortunately, on that occasion, it didn't work for them. So Bonambi has stayed down here for South Africa and just receiving some attention at the moment. Right, so Bonambi does look in quite disarray at the moment. So hopefully it's not too serious. But Malcolm Marx is there to line up if he needs to come onto the field. Now, Bonambi says, no, I'm fine. No problem from my side. So it looks like he will be continuing on in this game is Bongi Bonambi. Right, Mathlatsi says, come on boys, we can win this. And Walker asked, where's the bomb squad? So they're still to come onto the field. John Mayer says, hier kom die bokke. And Trevor putting in the yard, says Francisco, which is true. Right, so the mark made by Rhys Hodge inside the 22 for the Wallabies. And he will be trying to get this kick away for them. Right, free kick then it is to the Wallabies following that mark made. So Rhys Hodge is going to kick this downfield and looking for plenty of distance straight down the middle here into the hands of Andre Pollard on a 22-meter line. Runs it up to the 10-meter line, now puts it high up into the air. Willie Leroux chasing after this one. And the ball spills loose into the hands of Willie Leroux now. Here comes South Africa again. A box kick over the top from Faf de Klerk. And that ball is going to roll just short of the try line. Marika Korobetti out to Rhys Hodge. And he's going to kick it as well. And that ball is going to find touch roundabout on the 10-meter line of Australia. So not the wisest of decision from Faf de Klerk to go with the box kick again. It's all about execution. So I saw the plan that he wanted to do, but the execution wasn't on target, unfortunately, at that stage. So it is going to be a line out to South Africa, roundabout just inside the half of the Wallabies. So Malcolm Marx now onto the field here, as well as Steven Kitshoff, and also Vincent Koch now into the fray as well for South Africa. So the start of the bomb squad coming on now. Looks like Marvin Urie might also have been leaving the field. Not sure who the replacement there is for South Africa. But Steven Kitshoff definitely onto the field, as well as Malcolm Marx for South Africa. And then Vincent Koch on for Frans Malherbe. Right, taken in by Franco Mostert now. And Kwagga Smith is also on for Marvin Urie. So the maul now from South Africa on halfway. It's moving forward at a very slow pace. Penalty advantage coming now. Here we go. Still going is South Africa up to the 10-meter line. Now gets it out to Dialendi. He's going to bash it up. Good tackle from Michael Hooper. Now needs to roll away. Faf de Klerk gets it out to Andre Pollard. Back inside to Malcolm Marx. Beats the first line of defense. Still on the 10-meter line is South Africa. Now Faf de Klerk. He's going to get it out to Andre Pollard. Now Lukanya tries to spin out of the first tackle, but held beautifully. Still on the 10-meter line is South Africa. Now Faf de Klerk. Malcolm Marx out to Franco Mostert. Still on the 10-meter line. Now Faf de Klerk out to Willie Leroux. Goes with a cross kick. Up and under to Sabun Nkosi. The ball has been knocked on, or has it been knocked backwards? Now Quade Cooper inside his 22. Gets it out to Lakeland Swinton over the 22-meter line. He goes. Quick ball needed now. Marika Korobetti, pick and go from him, isolated, but somehow they do get this back. Nick White now, waiting for this ball just outside of the 22. Gets it out to Rhys Hodge, kicks it downfield, straight down the middle, and over the 22-meter line it goes. Willie Leroux has gone back now. He's got it inside the 22. Is he going to have a run now? Goes with a kick rather, just outside his own 22. Not going to find touch into the hands of Callaway. Callaway up to the 10-meter line, puts a little kick ahead. Looking for space back in the hands of Willie Leroux, who makes the mark inside the 22. Right, so Willie Leroux is going to probably try and kick this downfield as far as possible with this free kick. So 8 minutes gone in the second half. Yeah, South Africa's had 16 kicks in play to the 11 of the Wallabies. Made 405 meters through it. But apart from that, not a lot happening. That kick finds touch just inside the half of South Africa. So line out to the Wallabies. 5 meters inside the half of the Springboks. Still about 30 minutes left in this game. So changes coming up for Australia now. Lakeland Swinton leaving the field as well. Onto the field comes Pete Samu for the Wallabies. Lau Fainga with the throw in finds Isaac Rodder. Now Nick White out to Samu Karevi. Breaks the first line of defense. Almost up to the 10-meter line. Now Nick White. Change of direction from Quade Cooper. But a little bit isolated now. Franco Mostert over that ball. Nearly ripping it. But he comes back to Nick White, who goes with a little box kick over the top here. And Makasola Mapimpi collects it and hammered in the tackle. And it's going to be a line out to the Wallabies. About 10 meters out from our try line. So good pressure there from the Wallabies. Yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. Makazolo Mapimpi should have left that ball and let it go into touch. But here comes the Wallabies now. It is taken by Pete Samuel of the back. Michael Hooper now. Rob Valentini charging down at the box. Penalty advantage coming for the Wallabies now. Matt Phillip. Out it goes to Ikitoa. Still about 10 meters out from the try line is the Wallabies now. Quade Cooper throws a little dummy, tackled by Dwayne Vermeulen. Now Nick White with a long cutout pass into touch. So we will be coming back for a penalty right in front of the sticks for the Wallabies, and a very kickable one for them indeed. Quade Cooper stayed down here for the Wallabies, trying to milk something that probably is not happening. So let's see if he's going to win an Oscar for his performance on that occasion, or whether there's really something that's happened to him in the tackle. So time is off at the moment, guys, so I will restart this clock for you guys. We've still got 30 minutes left in the second half, and a penalty right in front here. Let's have a look. Now, I think Quade Cooper is trying to win the Oscar for the best acting this year. First the tackle from Dwayne Vermeulen, and then Vincent Koch with a hand straight to the face of Quade Cooper. Nothing in that really. And like I said, I think he's just trying to win the Oscar for the best actor here, is Quade Cooper. Well, he doesn't look too great, is he? So I might be swallowing my words. But either way, I think he may have just gotten a finger in the eye, maybe along the way. But they are going to review this now. But really nothing in it from Vincent Koch. So penalty right in front for the Wallabies. They are going to have a shot at goal. So with 30 minutes to go in the second half, it's a chance now for the Wallabies to take back the lead here. And it should be an easy one for Quade Cooper as well. So just waiting on it to change the scoreboard here for the Wallabies. It's straight in front, guys. No way that they will will not be able to kick this penalty. Philip R is asking, hoekom bly hulle die bal wegskop as ons aanval? Not sure, Philip, but we need to try and get more front foot ball at all stages if we want to move that ball wide. Every time that Willie Leroux has tried to run the ball, he got caught behind the advantage line on numerous occasions. So that's probably why he's trying to kick the ball away every time. So Quade Cooper right in front, goes to the penalty, straight through the middle. So it should now be 18 points to 17. Yeah, let's just change that real quickly. So 18 points to 17. The Wallabies now back into the lead in this game. And we've still got about 29 minutes to go in this game. South Africa now trailing by a single point. Andre Pollard with a restart now. Taken in by Matt Phillip inside the 22. Maul has been formed by the Wallabies. It's gone down, and they'll have to play it from here. Nick White waiting for that ball to come out at the back of this ruck for the Wallabies now. Nick White going with the box kick over the top. And that is not going to find touch as well. Willie Leroux has got it underneath it. And on the 10-meter line now, inside Wallabies territory, we can attack. Here we come through Kitsoff up to the 10-meter line now. Faf de Klerk waiting for this ball to come out. Andre Pollard behind the advantage line. Now have to go with the up and under. And the chase is on from South Africa. Knocked on by Research. And here's a chance now. Faf de Klerk out to Sia Khaleesi. Up to the 22-meter line we go. Quick ball needed from South Africa now. Faf de Klerk. He's going to get it out to Malcolm Marx, who's got it. He's knocked it on, unfortunately. So a little bit of a confusion there between Vincent Koch and Malcolm Marx on that occasion. So a little knock on in there. And it's going to be a scrum down to the Wallabies about 5 meters out from the 22. Research first knocked it on and then played by South Africa. Advantage over and then knocked on by Malcolm Marx, unfortunately. Yeah, it is what it is. The game plan is kicking, guys. So I wouldn't really say it's Willy's fault, but we definitely need to add a dimension to our attacking game if we want to beat the All Blacks in a week's time. Yeah, Brandon Stein says, well, yeah, All Blacks gaan bietjie eina maak, hoor. Yeah, I'm not sure if South Africa will be able to win the All Blacks with the game plan that we are playing at the moment. We're not executing it to perfection, and just to make things worse is we've become sloppy in defence as well, and our discipline are terrible. So from that scrum, a penalty to the Wallabies as well. So you don't see that very often, but we have now been penalised for that as well. Nick White goes with a kick. Why on earth did he go straight down the middle, not finding touch? And Willie Leroux can now send it back with interest. Also not going to find touch. Now into the hands of Rhys Hodge. On the 10-metre line inside his own half. He goes with the up and under. Willie Leroux waiting for it. He gets it. Big tackle from Rhys Hodge. Inside South Africa's half now. Just between the 10 and the 22. Kitshoff now got possession for South Africa. South Africa need to secure this ball quicker. At the breakdown now. Faf de Klerk waiting for it. Goes with a little box kick over the top. Chased down by Makazole Mapimpi, but it goes into touch around about between the 10 and the halfway line inside Wallabies half. So yeah, a bad mistake there from the Wallabies, not kicking that ball out, and it could have put really a lot of pressure on the Springboks inside our own halves, but luckily for South Africa, too quick from Nick White. So Folau Fainga now to throw it in between the 10 and the halfway line inside Wallabies territory. Here they come, Pete Samu, they caught South Africa off guard there, but a little knock on from Pete Samu has given the ball back to South Africa now. So scrum down right on halfway here for the Springboks. Poor handling, well, it's between the halfway and the 10-metre line inside South Africa's half now. Just a little knock on from Pete Samu, otherwise South Africa could have been in trouble. Patrick Wright says, foto, ons kan net nie kalmeer in rugby speel nie. We're just making this Nixies look good, says Corbin. Right, so G-Man says Mark Ali Billabocca. I guess it's not the G-Man that I know. Eddie Buerta says, come Boks, you guys can do it. We trust you guys. Go Bokke. Too many handling errors in the game. From both sides really now here in the second half. Alwyn Fenter says, rugby is about passing and put your mate into a gap. Ask the All Blacks. Francisco says Springbok needs a Red Bull, big push box. Right, so right on between the halfway line and the 10-metre line inside South Africa's half. Now scrum down to South Africa. Faf de Klerk with the feet to the scrum now. Solid scrum from the Springboks. Now Faf de Klerk out to Damian Dialendi. He's going to bash it up. Needs support though. Right on halfway now it's the Springboks. They've secured the ruck here, and now Faf de Klerk goes with the, well, tried to go for the box kick, and that's just stupendous. South Africa has knocked it on there in that process, and now it's advantage to the Wallabies right on the 10-metre line inside South Africa's half. Penalty coming, diving off their feet, and I don't know what's going on with Faf de Klerk today. He's made too many mistakes at vital times in this game. Comes down to discipline. He had to go for the box kick. Don't know why he didn't go for it. Dropped the ball. Knocked on by Ebenetz a bit then. And yeah, that's just sloppy from South Africa. Chappie says, die skopgame kan ons die game cost. They must run more with the ball. Dia Khan says, even if we do win, rugby we're playing is not about kicking. It's boring from South Africa fan perspective. So the Wallabies have gone for touch here. And 10 metres out from the try line. Folau Fainga now with a throw into this line out. Well, it's actually Kaitu who's on the field now for the Wallabies as well. Rob Valentini takes it off the back. The maul has been formed. Goes down almost immediately. So they'll have to play this. Now Nick White gets it out to Samu Karevi. Puts a little stab through. Stopped by South Africa. Comes back the way of Wallabies. Scalloway now inside the 22. Nick White now runs into his own play. Knocks it on. And now there's a chance for South Africa. Lukanyam in possession, goes down, and Malcolm Marx now at scrum off here for the Springboks. He's going to get it out now to Willie Leroux, who's going to kick this, and it slices off his boot into touch, round about between the 10 and the 22 of the Springboks. That is just not good enough from the Boks at the moment. You see, when the All Blacks play and the Wallabies knock that ball on, they would have run it from their own 22. Instead, South Africa up to kick it again. Now Pete Samu off the back here. Now Nick White gets it out to Callaway. He straightens the line. Good tackle from Khaleesi. 5 meters out from the 22. Nick White now gets it out to Matt Phillip. Puts his head down. Good tackle from Andre Pollard. Nick White again. Now Quade Cooper with a little stab through, but back into the hands of Franco Mostert, who collected that ball for South Africa. Willie Leroux now at scrum off. Where is Faf? There he comes. Right, so Vincent Koch now taking it up for the Boks. Between the 22 and the 10 meter line now. It comes out to Steven Kitshoff. Bashing his way up through the middle. Ball coming back slowly for South Africa now. Faf de Klerk getting that ball at the ruck. Now goes to the box kick over the top. Chased down by Sabun Nkosi. And right on halfway, the ball bounces back into the hands of Luke Kanyam. Now Faf de Klerk. Sloppy pass from him to Andre Pollard. Nearly intercepted. But there's a space now for South Africa. Sia Khaleesi, Willie Leroux now. Gets it out to Makazole Mapimpi and thumped into touch. Great defense from Lene Kitoa. Quick throw in from the Wallabies. Inside the 22 now. Research with the kick downfield. Nobody at the back for South Africa. That ball is going to roll onto the 22. Damien Dialendi has got it now. He's going to have a run. Oh, and he knocks it on as well. And now Rob Valentini has got it for the Wallabies now. Advantage to the Wallabies. Ball kicked into touch now. And will that be a penalty? No, only a knock on. So South Africa in tatters here. 10 meters. Well, on the 10 meter line inside South Africa's half. It's going to be a scrum down to the Wallabies. First of all, a very sloppy passing from South Africa. And Willie Leroux just running Mapimpi into touch. On the other hand, you could have said that Mapimpi should have cut back inside as well. Just running out of space. And yeah, it's just, it is what it is. One could argue that there was a shoulder charge on Dialendi there from Karevi. So maybe want to have a look at that first is the referee. But it is play on anyway. So 7 handling errors from the Wallabies, 5 from South Africa. And with 20 minutes to go in this game, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. Too many errors along the way, and we really need to get things going. Scrum down to the Wallabies. Tate McDermott now also on the place of Nick White here. Scrum reset will be happening anyway. So with 20 minutes to go, can South Africa pull this one out of the fire? Devon says you need to win this one to be in good standings to the mighty All Blacks. Jeff says it's an embarrassment. Well, take nothing away from Australia. Look, last week they were pretty decent. Our discipline were poor and Andre Pollard didn't have his kicking boots on. This week, both teams are playing very averagely. Too many errors from both sides and the discipline is poor. Andre Pollard at least got his kicking boots on. Right, so here comes the Wallabies now. Samu Karevi caught behind the advantage line on the 10 meter line now. Comes back, Tate McDermott, tries to go, snipes on his own. Brought down by Dwayne Vermeulen though. Right on the 10 meter line, Michael Hooper gets it out. Now there's space here for Tanela Tupou. Gets the offload to Marika Korobetti. And Marika Korobetti is going to run in for the second try for the third try here for the Wallabies. And it's try time to them. And just very, very sloppy, very average Springboks at the moment. Just the defense non-existent on that occasion. 23 points to the Wallabies now. 17 to the Springboks. Working that blind side. No chance at all for South Africa. And all the forwards on that right-hand side. No backs at all. The Wallabies beat us with great pace there. That is a great move from Tanela Tupou. Great run from him. Gets the offload to Korobetti. And Korobetti runs in for the third try for the Wallabies. Just not good enough from the Boks today. Yeah, it is what it is. Champagne Lord says, go my Aussie brothers. Walker says, win for Australia. We lost, I told you. They must change the scrum half. Fuff. Absolutely. Sammy says, you are freaking joking. No surprises, South Africa behind. Dear Khan. Right, so the Wallabies have now scored their third try of this game and really taking it to the Springboks at all costs now. There's just no way back for South Africa. Well, there is still time for South Africa to hit back in this one, but yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately, at this stage. 23 points to 17. The Wallabies now leading with a conversion to come. Quade Cooper to line this one up for the Wallabies. And it's not the most difficult kick he's ever made. 17 minutes left in this encounter. John Mayer says, that means Aaron says, ach los maar. Here comes Quade Cooper with the conversion. And that one is going to go straight through the middle. So 25 points to 17 it is now to the Wallabies. South Africa needs to pull something out of the fire if they want to win this game. Definitely not on standard today is the Springboks. Too many mistakes along the way. Too many handling errors. Poor discipline. Poor defense today. And definitely not what we need. Lenny Kitoa takes that and kicks it downfield for South Africa from the kickoff. Now Vali Leroux's got it. Andre Pollard right on halfway now. He's going to try and have a run. Puts a little cross kick in here. And it's been taken by Callaway for the Wallabies inside his 22. The tackle from Herschel Jantjies is on the field now for South Africa. Tate McDermott waiting for this ball to come out for the Wallabies. Taken in by Rob Valentini now. Just setting it up nicely inside the 22 for the Wallabies. Tate McDermott coming back very slowly for them. And taking his time with it. Goes with the box kick over the top now. And Callaway is chasing after this. Taken by Andre Pollard on the 10-meter line here inside Australia's half. Herschel Jantjies gets it out to Malcolm Marx, who puts the head down. Jantjies again now out to Mostert. On the 10-meter line inside Wallabies territory. South Africa just going with the bash up rugby now. Herschel Jantjies with a box kick. It's a terrible one and collected by Katu for the Wallabies. Right on the 10-meter line here for the Wallabies. So kicking away possession is not what we want to do today. Gets it out to Tate McDermott now. Quade Cooper, Marika Korobetti. Long cut out pass to Lenny Kitoa. And he's going to go on a run here over halfway. Puts it to the boot. The chase is on. But unfortunately for him, it goes straight into touch. So we're coming back to round about halfway for a line out to the Springboks. Well, the kick from Herschel Jantjies is absolutely dreadful. That box kick over the top, which created this opportunity for the Wallabies. So, luckily for us, that ball went straight into touch from Lenny Kitoa. Otherwise, we could have been in trouble again. Right, lineouts right on halfway here for South Africa. 25-17 with 14 minutes to go in this game. South Africa needs to get a try now. Franco Mostert takes it up on halfway for South Africa. A maul has been formed by the Springboks now. Use it once, says the referee. So, where is Herschel Jantjies to collect this ball? Malcolm Marx off the back now. He's going to charge his way up, almost up to the 10-meter line now. Herschel Jantjies waiting for it. Now comes out to Andre Pollard. He tries to go on his own. Gets the offload to Vincent Cox. South Africa playing without a plan at the moment. I'm sorry. Herschel Jantjies now out. It comes to Kwagga Smith. Takes the first line of defense. A little gap from him, but he knocks it on. And here comes the Wallabies again. Marika Korobetti gets the offload to Michael Hooper. Now Quade Cooper. Back to Michael Hooper. Inside over the 10-meter line. Puts it to the boot now. Straight into the hands of Vali Leroux though. And now Andre Pollard has got possession. He's going to kick it downfield as well. And missed by Quade Cooper. And that ball is going to roll just short of the try line. Quade Cooper now got plenty of time to kick this downfield. And not going to find touch himself. Vali Leroux now on halfway. Gets it out to Makazole Mapimpi. Good tackle from Quade Cooper on him. And over the ball they go. Stolen the ball as well. Here comes the Wallabies again. Darcy Swine. Matt Phillip. Out it comes to Samu Karevi. Beautiful offload to Pete Samu. Up to the 22-meter line they go. Beats Vali Leroux on the outside. Just slips over into the 22. Goes the Wallabies now. Tate McDermott. Marika Korobetti. And he's going to run in for his second try of this game. In the corner for the Wallabies. And that is game, set and match. Surely it's over for the Boks. This is just a punishment for really poor defense and poor discipline and a really poor game plan from the Boks. The Wallabies have exposed us today in ways we wouldn't have thought it would be possible. Terrible, terrible, terrible from the Springboks. The Wallabies just annihilating us on the counter-attack at the moment. Pete Samu, what a run from him. What an offload from the Wallabies to Pete Samu. And from there it's just quick ball out to Koroibete, runs around Vincent Koch and scores in the corner. Yeah, we'll have to look very, very hard at ourselves, and this is definitely the part where the All Blacks overtake us on the world rankings today. 30 points to 17 with about 11 minutes to go in this game. Really, really poor from South Africa today. 2 tries to Marika Koroibete and 2 tries to Lenny Kitoa has done this for the Wallabies today. No way back from here. Conversion to come from Quade Cooper. He's been successful with 4 out of 5 today. And this one is right up in the corner as well. And this one is unfortunately going to go to the left of the post for Australia. So 30 points to 17. And let's be honest, South Africa should have been leading by this score here today. Just not good enough. 2 converted tries will do it for the Springboks, but with just 11 minutes to go, there is no way back from this, one have to feel. The restart from Andre Pollard now into the hands of Lenny Kitoa has got enough time to thump this downfield, but not going to find touch. Into the hands of Willie Leroux now. Right on halfway, he's going to go with a high up and under. The chase coming from Andre Pollard, but not quick enough. Taken by Reece Hodge, just outside of the 22 now. Tate McDermott waiting for this one now. He's going to get it out to Quade Cooper, who's going to kick this downfield. And straight down the middle again to Willie Leroux. Inside the 22 now. He's got it, but we're coming back now for a penalty to South Africa. Players ahead of the kicker. So is this the opportunity that South Africa was waiting for? If we can get a converted try now, we could still be in this game. Andre Pollard to kick this to the corner. And setting it up about 5 meters out from the try line. So this is now or never for South Africa. Now or never for South Africa, guys. Line out coming up for South Africa. 5 meters from the try line. And yeah, let's see what Malcolm Marx can do with this throw in for South Africa. We've been lackluster. Really not looking like a team that was going to win all day long. Maybe at the start of the second half though, but apart from that, it's been really Australia all the way. Right, the maul going backwards at the great pace here for South Africa. Penalty advantage though coming as Matt Phillip will get penalised for infringing there. Oh no, it's not. It's a line out to the Wallabies instead. Well, I thought there was an advantage played for South Africa, but instead it is going to be a line out to the Wallabies. And this is pathetic. Let's be honest. This is not world champion quality from the Springboks. There's no way in explaining this today. This scoreline should have been South Africa 30, the Wallabies 17, but instead it's the Wallabies who's having a crack at us today. Jordan Patea now onto the field for Marika Koroibete as well. Throwing coming from Katu now. And the line-out stolen by South Africa now. Herschel Yankees, he's going to try and go on his own, but tackled by Tanila Tupou. Still 5 meters out from the try line. Kwagga Smith now. Out it comes to Marco van Staden. Still 5 meters out from the try line. Herschel Yankees cuts off now. Cuts off making a couple of meters. But the support play not there for the Boks. We're coming back for a penalty though to South Africa. Again, it's that thing that we talked about earlier, where South Africa's just not quick enough at the breakdown and allowing the Wallabies too much time to get over our ball and do it. The Wallabies have scored 4 tries today, Neil Botha, to the 1 of South Africa. Right, so South Africa's opted to go for the scrum instead, which is really disappointing because it does take up a lot of time as well. The All Blacks watching on as the Springboks are losing this one. All smiles around the field for the All Blacks as they're looking on in really surprise here of what is happening. So there's a stoppage in time now for Tanela Tupou, who is down injured. So we'll just stop this clock right about here and then we'll fix it up again when we get back to that last 8 minutes or so of the game. Just an injury break currently to Tanela Tupou, who probably saved the try there for the Wallabies. Right, so he is back on his feet now, and we should continue with this game right about here now. 30 points to 17 it is, guys, and yeah, it's painful to listen to this, Louis. It is what it is. South Africa's just not been good enough today. So scrum down to the Springboks, 5 meters from the try line. If we want to win this game, we have to score here and convert this one. Otherwise, it's game, set and match. 8 minutes to go in this game. Christian says, Louis, luckily we're not watching. I can tell you, it's been painful to watch this game. But you never know. There might still be hope for South Africa after all. We can get this try now. We are within a converted try. Brian Foxley says, make Peter de Villiers coach. Maybe they're not fit enough, says Alvain. Right, so Herschel Jantjies to feed this ball to the scrum here. And off the back now, Jasper Visser waiting for it. Gets it, picks it up and goes himself. Needs support now from Marco van Staden. Still 5 meters out from the try line is the Springboks now. Gets it out to Franco Mostert. Still 5 meters out. Oh, and a penalty to the Wallabies. Holding on the ground there. Michael Hooper has just secured the victory here for the Wallabies. That's the thing I was talking about. Not enough support at the breakdown. And South Africa being exposed in that area today quite tremendously. Too many players wanting to go on their own, not playing as a unit, and we're paying the price here today. Chris says lacking A to Z, absolutely. So Research is going to kick this downfield now, and with 7 minutes to go, that is the ball game surely. Brian says we need Russie and Colby back ASAP. So it's no use having Colby back if he's not going to get the ball. So yeah, Achilles says Ninab is arrogant and won't listen to the fans. Marky Balamo Bokke, come on Achilles. Right, South Africa's stolen another line out here, and here comes Kwagga Smith now. Herschel Jantjies on the 10 meter line inside Wallabies territory. Jasper Visser tries to take it up for him. Ball not coming out quick enough now. Herschel Jantjies, Andre Pollard gets hammered in a tackle now. Lenny nearly into space there, but the defense hold up. Now Herschel Jantjies tries to go on his own, and in fact he's knocked it on. So Herschel Jantjies knocking that ball on, and any chance that we might have had in this game gone down the drain there. Yeah, no, I think this is like you say, Johan. Even if we do score twice and win the game, it would not be a true reflection of the reality that we are facing. We are poorly organized at the moment, and I'm really worried to see what's going to happen against the All Blacks. If we can't pick ourselves up from this, we will be in for another hiding against the All Blacks. Let's hope it's not the case, but this is just not good enough from the Boks. We saw the cracks opening up in that Lions series, and now it's just really gone one step further here. 30 points to 17, and this means now that South Africa haven't been able to win in Australia on 6 occasions. Well, is it 6 or 7 occasions now? So just not good enough. Time has stopped again, so we will reset that stop clock again. There will be about 6 minutes left in this game when it resumes. Right, scrum down to the Wallabies, and 6 minutes to go in this game. Very, very average performance from South Africa. Wells John says South Africa 5th or 6th best team in the world at best. Right, scrum feed coming from Tate McDermott now for the Wallabies between the 10 and the 22 meter line inside Wallabies territory. Great scrum from the Wallabies. It goes down on the side, but they can't play. Oh, penalty to South Africa again. So we've got 5 minutes left in this game. This is truly the last opportunity for the Springboks. If we don't score from here, it's over. Scientist says Bokke is disgraceful, same like the Proteas and Bafana. Boks ranked number 1, but this doesn't reflect. We will get trashed by the All Blacks. The All Blacks are going to crush the Boks, says Animi. We need the water boy back, says Francisco. Kicking game is crap, says Chris. Right, so line out to South Africa, 5 meters out from the try line. Can we get the try to just set up a more nail-biting finish here? But we truly don't deserve it. But here we go. Malcolm Marx to the throw-in, finds Franco Mostert. Our mauls have been disastrous today. And just to sum up this game, a throw-in not in straight by Malcolm Marx. Scrum down to the Wallabies. Yeah, give credit to Australia. Let's judge next week, says Jose. So, yeah, credit to the Wallabies today. But South Africa's just been awful. The mauls have been disastrous as well throughout this game. Discipline, defense, and even you could say that this was just not one. Well, the game plan overall really sucks at the moment for South Africa. And I'm starting to get on board with the rest of the world saying that this is boring rugby from South Africa. Right, so scrum down here to the Wallabies. 10 meters out from their own try line. Theo Stein asks, hello, can you asseblief Afrikaans praat? So this is for a broader audience, Theo. So Afrikaans is not an international language, so we're sticking to English. Right, so Tate McDermott with the feed to the scrum. Tate McDermott feeds it in now, and a big scrum from the Wallabies again, this time securing that ball now. Tate McDermott off the back here, but South Africa has put them under a bit of pressure now. 5 meters from their own try line, driven back in a tackle by Kwagga Smith. Penalty to South Africa, and with 3 minutes to go, it's now, well, it's already over. There's no way back from this one. Quickly taken by the Springboks, still advantage. Not 10 meters back now. Herschel Yankees out to Kitshoff. Kitshoff puts it down now. And here comes Herschel Yankees again out to Andre Pollard. Gets the pass out to Makazola Mapimpi. Lost a lot of ground here, South Africa. And it just sums up. We've been lackluster in the attack. We've been poor in defense. Yeah, it's just awful to watch at the moment. Right, so another penalty to South Africa with 2.5 minutes to go. 5 meters out from the try line. Andre Pollard, is he going to set up a line-out? Goodness gracious me. This is just ridiculous. You set up a line-out, waste another 30 seconds of the game. Your maul hasn't been working today, and you still opt to go for touch. Pick and go rather. Work with the forwards and try to bash your way up. Lindsay Wallace says, thank you for not punching Screen Guru. You don't look too happy, bro. Absolutely, I'm absolutely horrified by this performance from the Boks today. Line taken by Franco Mostert, sets up the maul now. Damian Willemse also on the field for Willie Leroux now. The maul is just not going anywhere at the moment. It's as static as can be. And wasting another minute already. 2 minutes to go now. Malcolm Marx off the back. No support at the breakdown. And another penalty to the Wallabies. This is, oh my goodness gracious me. I cannot understand how poor South Africa has been at the breakdown today. With players like Kwagga Smith and Marco van Staden and Jasper Wiese there, I just can't understand why there's not enough players at the breakdown. This is really, really pathetic from the Springboks. Discipline, defense, breakdown and attack has been awful. This is not world champions playing here, unfortunately, today. We are going to have a look at something here from the referee, the TMO. Or is it? yeah, we are going to have a look at something here. So not sure what they are looking for. But let's see. Potential foul play is the call here from the referee. So who comes in? Yeah, it's Jasper Visser, and that makes matters just even worse. Again, discipline at the front foot here. Let's have a look what Jasper Visser did. Coming in with the shoulder to the head, that's going to be a red card. Surely. That's not cleaning out at all. After the referee already blew on his whistle, the clean out from Jasper Visser with the shoulder to the head. And that must be straight red card. That's a lot worse than the one that we saw earlier from Lakeland Swinton on Dwayne. No attempt to clean out the player, just went straight in with the shoulder to the head, and that's straight in the face as well. So that's Jasper Visser, come on. Yeah, no, that is really, really poor from Jasper. Again, comes down to discipline, and it's what it is, unfortunately. Unfortunately for South Africa today, they've been really poor in every facet. The Wallabies have had some really good moments in this game, and this will just make matters worse for South Africa. So they are looking at it quite intensively to see whether it warrants a red card. And I think personally, from my side, it definitely warrants a red card. Guru, we have another mod. Are you mocking me? No, I'm not, Achilles. I think Barry is a moderator as well. And then also, I think Shadow Ninja Ghost once upon a time. Mark Burdett says, I like the new scoreboard, Guru. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to set this up, but I'm having trouble with the monetization of my channel because of this at the moment. So we've got a minute left in this game, guys. We are looking for foul play currently. So it's a yellow card then to Jasper Visser and not a red card. So a minute to go in this one, guys. And it is what it is. A yellow card to Jasper Visser. Lucky not to get away. Or to get away with only a yellow card in this one. Right, Samu Karevi is luckily back on his feet as well after that. So, Jerry the Press says it's well done under, but niet kunnen spelletjies. Absolutely. Right, so it is going to be a line out to the Wallabies here with 30 seconds to go. Well, the kick went out between the 22 and the 10 meter line inside Wallabies territory. And yeah, 30 points to 17 sums up everything here today. Kaitu with a throw into this line out, taken by Pete Samu. And the ruck now been formed by the Wallabies. Tate McDermott wants it to get out quicker. Slow ball coming out for them. Taken up by Angus Bell, just playing the clock down now. There's still a minute to go. Yeah, they're just going to run down the clock from here. Just setting it up through the forwards each time, each drive. The scientist says the rugby guru should play on a neutral grounds. No, this is true. But unfortunately, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to play in... Well, we could have played in South Africa, but because of all the restrictions and stuff going on, it just didn't happen for South Africa. Right, so 30 seconds to go. The Wallabies just grinding this down. And a very good performance from them as well today. Just setting it up through the forwards. Penalty to South Africa. Closing it down there on the ground. Players leaving their feet. So one last go at the dice for South Africa. But I just can't see anything coming from this. South Africa has been absolutely horrendous today. Hopefully we'll bounce back next week for the All Blacks. Otherwise, we could be seeing another 57-0 coming up. Well, Johan says, well, Guru, thank you for your effort. That's at least a winner. Thank you, Johan. Really appreciate that as well. So South Africa will have the last line out of this game, just to make the scoreboard look a little bit better at the end of the day. But honestly speaking, I think the scoreboard should stay the same. Overthrown by South Africa and taken by Quade Cooper. Tate McDermott knocks it backwards. Penalty to the Wallabies. And that just wraps it up. That just wraps up everything. So just a tap and a kick into touch. And that will sum it up today. Yeah, that is what it is. Really, really poor from South Africa at the end of the day. Hats off to the Wallabies for doing a really good job today, winning this game by 30 points to 17, 4 tries to 1. And the glimmer of hope that the Boks gave us after that first 2 minutes of the second half just really vanished into thin air after the next 5 minutes after that. But yeah, guys, let's have a look at how things went, and let's see how the All Blacks fare against the Argentinians today. Time has run out a little bit, but we could possibly just continue a little bit on. So I'll make it about 5 minutes. We're going to do a quick preview here. South Africa's gone down by 13 points in the end. The reason for this is defense have been poor. The breakdown has been awful. We have given away too many penalties at the breakdown. Our discipline yet again has not been up to scratch. And yeah, it's handling errors galore. A team without a game plan. Kicking isn't a game plan. You can't just kick for 80 minutes and expect to win a game against the Wallabies and the All Blacks. We tried to run on occasions, got isolated on the attack, turned over the ball, gave away the penalties, and yeah, it's unfortunately what it is. You can't look more into it already. It is just what it is. Poor game plan, poor defense, poor discipline, and really poor at the breakdown today. So yeah, there's not much more than you can say. The Wallabies have been clinical in certain parts of the game, and they've just used their opportunities a lot better and really exposed us on the blind side with the forwards as well at the breakdown. So hats off to them, and well, can't say I'm looking forward to the All Blacks game against the Springboks now anymore, but we will bounce back at some stage, guys. Remember, we're not a good travelling side, and things could have been so much different had we played in South Africa with fans as well. But as for this game, it's done and dusted. And I thank each and every one of you who joined in for this game. Unlucky this time round. We need to go back to the drawing board for the All Blacks. But until next time, guys, this is a cheers from me. Until next time, goodbye.